Toronto just pulled off the 3-2 victory over the LA Gladiators. Another match that went the distance for them. And in the words of the visionary known as DJ Khaled, another one. That's another reverse sweep for the NYXL. I don't know how they do it. It's like if they go down 0-2, they're guaranteed to win the match. So congratulations to them. But on to our final match of the day, a good old Texas throwdown between the Dallas Fuel and the Houston Outlaws. And I have the most authentic cowboy in the house on hand. He goes by the name of Tim the Kid. He's Jesse McCree's half-brother. I have to ask you, since you are the most authentic cowboy, who do you think is going to take this matchup?
Well, Malik, I do think the Houston Outlaws have this one, but I will be rooting. I will be rooting for my team, the Dallas Fuel.
Okay, I see what you did there. You can kind of on both sides a little bit. Yeah, play it safe. Better safe than sorry. Well, guys, we have an exciting one coming up. Yo, Blizzard, you guys ready? Yeah! I know I'm ready. Everybody buckle up and get ready for the Lone Star Showdown.
We are here for this Texas matchup. Yeehaw, Monte Cristo.
The rematch.
It's going to be a big one. Are you guys ready for the Battle of Texas?
Linkser, the star on that tracer.
J.O. gonna play the ball and the bloody thing was stuck to Miro.
4 4-0s in a row for the Houston Outlaws. That's an incredible record.
Oh, let's go!
AKM gonna destroy everybody with a little help from my friend.
Wants to hit the rip tire, but he's not gonna find it.
Jay! They're green for a reason. They might just be kryptonite.
Please kill Kurman, please. The Dallas Fuel come to life. They get a 4 for none fight. Unbelievable. Force the recall. Okay, that's what we're talking about.
Fuel look back on track today, led by Harry Hook and his sleep darts.
They will take down the London Spitfire Revenge. We'll see who flies their flag over Texas tonight.
This is going to be insanely fun matchup to watch.
What in tarnation? Production made me say that, by the way. I blame them. But you know what? I think a more fitting one, since as many people know I'm a pro wrestling fan, I want to quote the legendary Cactus Jack when I say I'm ready for this matchup. Bang, bang. That's right, folks, because it is the Lone Star Showdown. You like that?
You're just trying to help our video editors with some more.
I want to be in the montage next time, and no one reacted.
Yeah, that was the greatest.
It's my last day here. No one reacted.
I love the please kill Cool Matt, please, that they managed to fit that one in there as well. That's beautiful.
Hey, it's a good target, Colin.
Exactly.
He even said please twice.
Yeah. That's very polite.
Yeah. All right. Well, as you can tell, still with Sideshow and Reinforce, we both have jobs, evidently. As we get ready for our last matchup of the day, it is the Lone Star Showdown. And for me personally, this is actually pretty fun because back when I used to commentate Call of Duty, we actually used to have this fun rivalry between Optic Gaming and Team Envious. And both of those organizations manage these two squads. So it's, you know, same orgs, different names. And this time, the bad blood's still the same, kind of. I feel like we're building this up more than the players are. But, you know, I think we'll just kind of roll with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, sure, we'll go with it.
Yeah, might as well, All right.
Dallas could use an airdrop, that's all I know.
Here's the thing, though. For Houston, this is actually a pretty tough schedule moving forward, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think it is somewhat tough for the Houston Outlaws, but they got the big four out of the way early on, and yeah, I think it's manageable. There are a couple of teams in there that will give them a bit of struggle, perhaps a Valiant, the Dynasty. We'll see whether the Fuel can, maybe the Gladiators and the Shock can as well. So it's kind of these mid-table teams that they're taking on. Teams that you would put around the same level as the Houston Outlaws. And if they can get back to their Stage 1 dominance, perhaps they can have a run to the finals.
Yeah, and then Flame went on to Twitter and said that the atmosphere of the Outlaws hasn't been this positive since middle of Stage 1. That includes the losses last week. Really proud of the win today, and I'm glad we're able to get more effective play time without hurting the chemistry too much. And this team really is all about that chemistry.
That's obviously hinting towards Clockwork coming in on Helios, playing the Pharah. Not really something we've seen before. And it worked out pretty good for them. Flexed over to the Soldier and got the win.
Fact Fiction as well.
Yeah, Fact Fiction as well. So we're seeing more different styles from Houston. And as you say, they are a pretty good mid-table team, and they could actually challenge for a stage playoff spot later.
Yeah, potentially. But then on the other side, though, for the Dallas Fuel, and the thing is, you know, before we kind of get the day rolling, we tend to have an idea of like who's going to be coming into the roster, and there actually have been some last-minute roster adjustments for this team. For more info, we got to head over to Zoe, who's over at the floor.
Thank you so much, Golden Boy. Yeah, the Dallas Fuel informed us of some very last-minute changes in their starting six. Siegel was supposed to be playing, but will be replaced by Mickey, as Siegel had to take care of personal stuff. Yeah, I know, right? And furthermore, Unco will not be on stage today either. Chips Hine will be playing in his stead. Unco has not been feeling well ever since their game against the San Francisco Shock, and it kind of got worse afterwards, so they decided it's better if he just is getting some rest. But don't worry, Dallas Fuel fans. I talked to the coach, and he assured me that, you know, ever since we had some issues with these last-minute changes of players being available or not available, we made sure to always come onto that stage with a plan B. So that's what he said. Let's see what they have in store for us today.
Indeed, indeed. Thank you so much, Zoe, for that one. So some last-minute roster adjustments here. Seeing Mickey back into the rotation, though.
Yeah.
Always a plus.
And Chips Hine, we haven't seen Chips Hine since March 24th. Almost a month ago was the last time that he was fielded in a match. And he began the regular season as one of the best Zenyatta players in the West, alongside Unco, and then kind of dropped off. And we didn't really see him even get fielded. He's quite a quiet player. It's interesting that he's going to be back in.
He did reference some confidence issues with his play, with the Zenyatta play, and also transitioning into the Mercy role. So Unco is the more natural fit, I would say, but Chips Hine, we know him as a very skilled player. And also another very skilled player. That was a sick transition. I'm going to be a host one day.
You're going to be a host. You're going to take my job, man.
We got to talk about AKM. He is the hot topic about this Dallas Fuel team. And sure, his Genji caught a lot of flack, but we know that AKM is a great player when it comes down to the Soldier and the Widowmaker. And so the question really is, how are Dallas Fuel going to utilize AKM for this game in specific? Because Harry Hook even tweeted that AKM, his Genji, he wasn't really provided by the team the best situation for the Genji to really shine. And so I think you should just put him on the McCree, on the Soldier. That's what you know him for. And maybe this game they can actually take a win, get some momentum with the new changes, maybe move forward in a better spirit.
Yeah, I mean, that interestingly, all of that flack came when AKM was playing Genji on Anubis when they were attacking. And we saw Hydration for the LA Gladiators earlier struggle with the rest of his team to get in position there. It took him 3 minutes to charge up his Dragon Blade, a 0.84 AKMs. So you can see how the Genjis, if you can't get them in position, they're all going to struggle.
He
it's
did
not
the
just
math.
him.
He did the math.
All time is measured in AKMs, according to the Sideshow here.
Yeah.
You know what? I think AKM's going to have a big game today. That's what I think. I'm an AKM fan. I've been casting this dude for a long time, and I have confidence in this team. But I also have confidence, this is a good segue, see, that's why I'm the host, in our team that's going to be coming up next to the stage. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Houston Outlaws. Houston Outlaws have a very loud and very proud fan base here. They're coming in 14-11 overall, 2-3 in stage 3. Bear in mind, we touched on the schedule a little bit. For a lot of Houston Outlaws fans, they're looking at this matchup as a potential W for stage 3.
Well, I think this is not just a potential W, but this is a must-win if they want to take the stage 3 playoffs. And even it's a must-win if they want to get themselves back on track for being a top team. They had such a dominant period in stage 1. They're trying to recapture that spirit. According to Flame, they've recaptured that in terms of their mental attitude outside of the game, but they're just on the upswing at the moment.
Yes, and like we talked about, they're trying to diversify as well. They're filling these different players. Fiction is back into the lineup instead of Muma, and maybe we'll see Clockwork later on as well. So there's a lot of different players as well. There is Muma came down himself, of course. So there's many different looks of this Houston Outlaws team. And if you want to be a championship team, you need to have many different looks. You need to make it hard for the other teams to prepare for this Houston Outlaws team, and that is definitely what is going on for the Houston Outlaws right now.
For the Houston Outlaws, the reason that we say they're having success diversifying, they used to be a great team playing passively around Jake's Junkrat. With Fiction in, they tend to play a little more aggressively, more dive. You'll see Lynx on the Widow, but they'll still be capable of running the dive comp on Volskaya here.
Well, there you have it. The Houston Outlaws made their way to the stage, but now it's time to bring out their opponents. Put your hands together one more time for the Dallas Fuel. The Dallas Fuel, 6-19 overall on this stage, 1-4 in stage 3. Their only win coming up against the Shanghai Dragons. But they've had some close games, and this is a team that has made some notable progress.
As Reinforce said, it's about how do you put AKM in a position to succeed. He's not the greatest Genji, let's be real, but he has a stellar Soldier on him. He's got a great McCree. His Widowmaker is improving to the point where he can run it against these top players. And on Volskaya, it's not really a Genji map that much anyway.
It's going to be rough, though. You're facing Lynxer, probably the best Widow versus Widow.
Not at the moment, though. I think Linkser's taking a little bit of a dip. If there's any time to face him, it will
Well,
be now.
historically, the best of the time span, Linkser is the Widow in the league you need to watch out for. And so AKM is going to have a rough game. We've seen him play Genji here before. We'll have to see what he plays. Is he confident in the Widowmaker? He needs to be really confident in this Widowmaker if he wants to take down Linkser on Volskaya.
Especially because later on we're going over to Blizzard World, Ilios, and Route 66. In terms of this map pool, it's the most stocked in terms of their Widowmaker potential. And we saw such great play from them when they played Dive on Route 66. But can they still play the Dive? The guy that's always going to perform is Effect right there. And he looks like he's about to tear a new hole in Houston Outlaws.
No drama, just insane individual performances from Effect.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's what that man brings to the table here. This is shaping up to be a good matchup. So let's bring that energy and excitement for our final matchup of the night and send it over to two casters who embody the heart of Texas oh so well. It is Semler and Hexagrams.
You know, it's funny because I'm actually born in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I should have a dog in this race, or a steer, or a cow, or a horse.
I was born in
something,
Oklahoma. Is that close enough? I had family in Texas. I don't know.
Fine.
Oklahoma,
There you go.
Texas. Just
Tex-
what about like
honorary
that,
Texan?
Yeah,
You're
the-
good.
yeah,
you get it
the
from
Texas
a guy.
territory.
It works. It works.
Right,
It's fine.
fair enough.
I mean, definitely. I mean, born in Dallas, but raised in Los Angeles. So it's like I get to be fans of everybody here at this tournament. We've got like 4 teams I can root for.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that Midwest team. I will adopt anyone near the Great Lakes as soon as they come about. Maybe season 2, but we have got 2 great teams here today. Dallas has gone through so many changes lately that it's hard to even prepare for this team, what they're going to be running on Volskaya. And Houston has been running very similar things. We've seen a lot of Tracer improvement from this team, both with Clockwork coming in. He had a good round on Ilios. We might see that later. But Jake's Tracer has also taken a couple steps forward at the very least, and he can always rely on Linkser, who's just been an all-star player since the beginning of Owl.
Yeah, he's been a beastly Widow, that's for sure. Sometimes, you know, every team, every player has got off days. It's happened with Linkser, but most of the time he is reliable, and he is seen as one of the better Widow v Widow specialists out there. It's going to be a question of whether AKM, you know, he can dance the dance, if he can hang, if he can tango.
Yeah, AKM, I agree with the desk. They have to put him in positions to succeed. There's often times where you'll see him just start running Soldier 76. It's by far his best hero. Look, he's not going to light the world on fire as Genji, which is an understatement there. He can play a very good Widow, though. He's fine on that. His hit scan of McCree is good. His Sombra, which we might see on this map, has left something to be desired as well. This is one of the first times we've seen Chips and Harry back together as a combo as well. They had Custa for a while, been trying Unko, but this is a support combo that's been together since, oh geez, like 2.5
Dawn
years.
of time.
Yeah, I mean, back since when the team was called IDDQD back in the day, before they even picked up by Envious. These guys were the support line for that team. So good to see them back together, but it's going to be Volskaya first, which means Widow duels in effect. Right now, we'll see how it goes. They do switch over to the Mercy. Every team wants to run a Mercy here. And right away, Linkser takes down AKM. That res off the table. Linkser's got 2 lives, AKM with 1.
Yeah, that was sick. It's just it's the bait. It's fact fiction. He shows himself, and AKM takes the big bait down the monkey and gets a bullet to the face instead. Linkser not going to miss that opportunity. And well, Linkser, I mean, we've seen this duel so many times now. The Widow peeks around the corner, same line. Can he get a squishy target in his crosshairs? He has to manage to get that shot through the tanks who are holding close.
Hey, you would like to take advantage of this and get another kill so that that death is permanent and Resurrection does not come up off cooldown. Jake's poking around here, has to be real careful. Woo, on the Razor's edge. I think, was he trying to recall? I don't know, he only had 2 HP, is unable to get out of there, but the kills will come in. Dallas does have the Resurrection back up, so AKM has died twice, but he's been resurrected both times.
Raucus is going to get that top up going again. We had the trans thrown in here for Houston Outlaws. Reses are in, and AKM does manage to eliminate Cool Matt. You were hearing it earlier. Somebody please kill Cool Matt, please. That's kind of the key to beating Outlaws.
It's one of the best clips in the short history of Overwatch League. Please kill Cool Matt. I bet you Matt just gave a smallest of smirks, which is his trademark there. I think they were trying to go in and keep trading there because offensive trades are very good, of course, on Volskaya first, but throwing the Transcend in there was a little bit questionable. I thought the fight had been over at that point in time. Linkser will have the Infrasight up going into this next fight. He's won the duel, but he's had to win it so often because of the Resurrections are coming in.
Some clever hiding here from Jake.
Pulse
Effect
pop,
wasn't
pulse
even
pop.
checking. Yep, he could get the pulse. Oh, the stick on AKM, and now they can camp. The rest of the team go charging in. It looks like with that Transcendence, the res will happen for AKM. He's back into the fight. Another life, but hey, Chip's saying wrong place, wrong time. You're definitely dead. Both of them. The support's pinned against the wall.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really good decision making, and also it seems right now that Jake's tracking has improved a little bit as well. But the decision to go for the Widow first is really smart, because if you go for the Zen, he's just going to transcend out of it, and they're going to transcend soon after anyway. So you force them to resurrect that target, and then you go in for the damage. Nice fight there, based on that early initiation with the Pulse Bomb.
Yeah, they know Jake isn't going to overextend. He knows that Effect was able to pick up the health pack. He'll be back up to full HP. Houston Outlaws will pick up the point. Working on pummeling that defense in the large pack room. Now we get the shift. Can they get it done on point B?
I like this from Dallas, though. You're putting AKM on his best hero, Soldier 76. Too often, they've been trying to force a square peg into a round hole and make him play Sombra, and it's just not what he's used to. Very often, he couldn't get EMP quick enough. He would die with EMP towards the end of fights, and it just wasn't good for him. This is his best hero. This is his comfort zone. Play to your roster strengths.
Yeah, and pocket him. That's exactly what's happening. Harry Hook, all he's doing right now is just healing AKM and damage boosting him. It's going to make it difficult for the Houston Outlaws to get onto this point. Unmolested as Linkser, he did get chunked down to half. He gets topped back up again. Vanny with the wings out right now, chain healing everybody, and Raucus even throwing the trance into the fight.
They really want all of this. Coolman's got self-destruct as well to try to get this going. He takes out his counterpart in Mickey. Fact is almost near his own primal rage as well, and that is a huge self-destruct, finishes off Mickey's body, but this might be the kill they need. Raucus goes down.
Raucus goes down, that'll slow things down here for Houston Outlaws. Harry Hook, just excellent work. Mickey's now got that tank up again after the res, and that could be the turning point here where it is gonna be enough. They will overwhelm this attack. Dallas Fuel burning bright.
Yeah, some of the ult management a little bit questionable there, but you know, even when you lose one, you have to stay in there. You want to be able to get maybe a second tick. They're working on it, so even though the fights are over, they know that they still have something to fight for. And this is Effect with the kill that ended up bringing the fight back for him. Will take down Banny right there, and that's enough. When you lose the Mercy, you can lose a Zen, you can lose a couple other players, but losing the Mercy is not only the resurrection ability out, which is huge, but also it's just so much healing. The healing output from Mercy cannot be overstated.
Oh, that's what she does. She holds down mouse 1 and she cranks out, what, 8,000 healing already.
Sometimes there's mouse 2.
But you can see the difference, though. It seems like Banny really is just a heal bot, whereas right now, Harry Hook, he's doing a lot of damage boosting, just not cranking out nearly as much healing. He's at 5,000 heals right now.
Yeah, and that's a really smart use of the tactical visor as well. When that Valkyrie is out, that means that Banny can engage with it. You walk into that, and there's nowhere to hide high ground-wise trying to push forward to the point, so it pushes it all the way back. You trade those ultimates, and getting damage boost the way AKM is, you have to imagine he's going to be up to a visor very quickly as well. Nice cleanup from Dallas, too.
And some stagger. That Fiction realizing, I love it, the body blocking, not letting him get out. He's stuck. And hey, that's exactly what AKM can do as well. He can heal, biofield, goes down. Soldier, he's just, you know, the all-around good guy.
Yeah, you don't really want to use it if your healers are alive because you don't want to deny them their ult percentage. Now he's in a situation where you drop it whenever because your healers both have their support ultimates up. Linkser's going to come in, he's got a blade ready, but you have to imagine that it's just going to draw support ultimates, which is fine. You have to get those support ultimates out at some time. Might as well use a blade.
Yeah, wow, it's just OG and Effect working together. Mickey hanging back, playing passive. Looked like for a second Dallas Fuel wanted to try and take the fight at the choke. That's not going to be the case, as they are going to allow Houston to find themselves to set up. Effect getting chased into the back right, but no opening kill here to make life easier for Houston.
Yeah, trying to get some little poke in. It looks like Houston's banking up ultimates. They want to go in full 6, and they think that they have a more effective ultimate usage than the other team. Self-destruct goes in, and now they're going to fight on the point.
No, well, there's the second tick picked up for Houston Outlaws, and it will be the Primal Rage. They really are trying to do everything they can to force Chips in to use this trance to feel the pressure. And well, as soon as Linkser goes for the blade, he gets tired of waiting. Chips pulls the trigger, but that's not stopping him. 3 kills.
Enormous, and through a lot of that Transcendence, 2 Chips will go down, and this initiation was so perfect for Houston. Very rarely do you want to open up fights with a self-destruct unless you just want to clear the space, because you can see it coming for a mile away. But based on the compositions there, you don't want to take all that entry damage from a Soldier 76 on the bridge. You throw it up over the top, everyone has to vacate, then they're in on the point. That's where Linkser's going to do all of his damage as Genji. That's where the setup is. You push them back into that hallway, and Genji absolutely feasts.
Yeah, you could, I mean, just beastly and everything working. Chips, he was playing patient, but it doesn't seem like they were able to get the positioning to get the value out of the trance. He pulls it.
Yeah.
But he's not there to be able to top up his teammates who are getting hacked to bits and dash through.
Yeah, it's a little rough timing there. I mean, look, Chips and Harry Hook were this iconic duo of support players, but it's been a while since they played. I don't know what their scrim schedule looks like. I don't know what their practice, but maybe shaking off some of the rust of communication of working together. The best teams in the league have support duos that are really inseparable. You know, you can't talk about Jonak without talking about Arc. It'd be unfair to do so.
I'm just comparing some of the numbers here for the supports. Bonnie well into the tens of thousands. Here he's at 11, nearly 12,000 healing. Harry Hook, 7.8. So you can see just that. What's that telling you still, again, to reiterate, is the Mercy. Looks like Harry Hook is spending a lot more time just damage boosting. 8KM not really getting those heals out, kind of letting it to Chips to get that healing orb out there and counting on his teammates for to survive and not really take the hurt.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
But we'll be moving into it. 30 seconds and the roles will be swapped. Houston Outlaws on the defense, Dallas Fuel on the offense. Both of these teams are pretty much dead even in terms of kills either as well. It's been a very even match so far.
Yeah, even it just came down to timing. I like that Houston also banked up ultimates. They knew they were behind in it, so they didn't force into that and try to force out ultimates. They just waited and thought, I think we're gonna use our ults better. We're in a better position to do so. They did exactly that, and then it was just a cacophony of Qs being mashed.
All the ults. Well, this is an off angle for Linkser. Not common to really have that Widow just holding in that room so close.
That's the mind games. You're not expecting it, and that can just shut down a push and just buy you another 20 seconds.
Well, it is going to be the dive coming through now. Mickey engaging with his tank. OG trying to keep it in there, but OG worried about a little bit of a flank effect. He's got to trust in effects to win that duel versus Jake, as Effect is trying to put the pressure on Rockets, just blinking left and right all over the place on that point. In the meantime, Mickey has found Fact Fiction, but there's Linkser to win the key duel versus AKM.
Effect just ignored Jake. He just went right past him and put a lot of pressure onto Raucus. Meanwhile, now he will find Jake and hunt it down. Chips hits a headshot to finish it off as well. Jake done. Now it's 4v6 on this point. Matt is going to call down a new mech, but that new mech is getting beat up already.
Some dents in the paint, but it's looking like he'll be able to dash back to the heels. Not so sure about it for Linkser, though. He gets overwhelmed in the end. OG and Effect working together. And Cool Matt denied the remake this time around.
I don't even need this pulse bomb here either. They're just going to be pure cleanup for Dallas. That is one of the best Dallas offensive pushes on Volskaya we have ever seen. Very nice play there. And now, do they have the chance to snowball this? I think they do. They did end up having Harry Hook with very little percentage, but they can go in just with Valk and Primal Rage, get a pulse bomb. AKM's going to switch too. I don't know. I mean, it's tough to really make this call to full-on commit to it, but I think you try to press your advantage. Nice pulse bomb. Disrespect. A Tracer v Tracer pulse bomb is a rarity.
Yeah, that's pretty cool to see. Effect is putting Jake on notice. Hey, bud, I'm the real deal. Already, OGE just getting into that back line. Self-destruct chucked out, but he's got the angle down. He's not going to have to worry about that too much. Trying to split them up here to really throw some chaos in the works for Houston Outlaws.
He was trying to knock the Zenyatta off the bridge. He gets stuck there by Jake and will put OGE down. Now they've got a very little to work with here. They can still go, though. It's Winston v. Winston. You can still fight this easily.
I mean, they're staying in the trance, but that's it. Mickey just going to throw her down right there in the middle of nowhere with the self-destruct. Houston Outlaws, with all of those angles to work with, they are able to get around the corners, stay alive, and dodge it.
Completely cleaned up, but they did end up burning some ultimates out of Houston at the very least, so not too bad. Meanwhile, Harry Hook is working his way to a Valkyrie, should get there. Linkser's Blade is the thing to look for on this defense. Usually, you don't see a Genji necessarily on the defense, but there's not a whole lot of options as far as outside of Tracer, what is your other DPS going to play on defense? If you're not comfortable with 76, fine, Widow, the sight lines aren't necessarily there, so this is generally thought of as a Widow counter, but it's also one of Linkser's best heroes.
Oh, well, never mind, he's dead.
He
is very dead.
I think he got ejected from the code base of the game. That was as far as you'll ever see a Genji
When are you going to learn, Hex? When are you going to learn to keep cursing these guys? It's brutal. It's brutal to watch. I mean, fact right now, he's taking his aggression out on some of these guys. He went Primal for a second. That is now worn off. Well, we still have the man advantage here, and it is going to only extend as Linkser decides to get the Blade, and 2 kills for him. Could make it a third. Harry Hook trying to take advantage of the wings. He's going to dodge most of that damage, and so Linkser, it ends at 2, but that pretty much snuffs it here for Dallas.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Dallas to fight back into this, especially now that Bonnie has popped the wings as well, just to make sure that his team stays in it. They're doing a good job of using both one support. Well, actually, both sides are. You're rarely seeing them double down. So we're going to use this ultimate. If we get the advantage from it, then throw the other one in. So they always have a support ultimate up, seems, for both sides here. And this is Linkser coming right back into the mix and just pops the blade immediately.
Oh, he was looking for it. Couldn't quite get the angle. That's almost comical. It's like kick away.
Like every time he lands after missing the Mercy, he kills someone else, and then he goes after the Mercy. He's like, I'll get you eventually. These bodies on the ground are just for my dash reset so I can get back up there.
Let's see. Effect. Working his way around Jake. Again, trying to get on these back bridges.
I want to see where they try to escort AKM to right now, because he needs to get in a good position. Well, we're going to have to wait. This fight's over. This fight's over. Jake just won the fight by himself.
How does he get in there and just murder both supports?
Yeah, How to Win a Defense 101 by Professor Jake right there. You kill both supports. We're going to see the replay right now. Just gets the headshot clip onto Harry Hook, and then there's no one to heal the Zenyatta. That's a free kill right there. Does it all while holding on to the Pulse Bomb. Like I said, he's gotten better at Tracer. I mean, it wasn't a great place to start with Tracer, but he was learning a new hero. He never had to play it on previous teams, so they put him on it, and he got a lot of flack for it, but kudos on him for really trying to improve, and it does seem like that improvement has manifested itself.
Well, yeah, because he just caught Effect lurking in the background, and Effect was so patient, just trying to set up that flank. Jake having none of it, goes in, checks Jake again. Another kill on OGE. OGE gets rezzed up, and Jake able to use recall to get back out of position there.
Yeah, they're rezzing just to buy some time right there. You don't want to have to wait for that respawn and wait for them to rejoin the team. Again, AKM has had Tactical Visor for quite a bit. They're doing exactly what Houston did on the offense. They're banking up ultimates. They've got nearly 6. It might as well be 6, so now you go.
Now you go, now you get in. Jake has the pack, will be able to stay alive. AKM hunting for a target, waiting for the go time. If they can get the D-Mech on the D.Va, that would be a big deal. But Cool Matt is relentless, just charging him down. Effect will find the headshot kill on Vanny though.
Cool Matt and Fact both go on AKM, and there's no way you're living through that one. However, the rest of the team has used this to open up this fight, and they're getting all the kills post the AKM kill. Now AKM can rejoin this fray and just bust out Attack Visor right on the ground if he wants.
Yeah, Cool Matt is going to be able to get back in here, but now there's no trance to counter the Visor. AKM could just decide to get it going right now, but Vicky finding the kill on Jake will slow things down, and there we go. AKM using it. Linkser with the blade, has to dodge. He is going to get into the back line though. Chip saying dead. AKM soon to follow. AKM will barely survive, and that's with the help of OGE.
Still doesn't matter. Both supports died. I mean, I try not to call fights early like that, but when both supports die, you're not going to have the sustain to be able to put pressure on the point. They still have 4 on the point and fighting right now. They're going to try to get that second take, but with his respawn advantage, there's almost no way it's going to happen. They're trying to buy some time. Chips even comes back as Sombra of all things just to get back into the fight.
I mean, they got 2 ticks without any healers here. This is actually bonkers. Chip saying is back into this now. Harry Hook is here to heal. This is a winnable situation for Dallas as Linkser is just barely gonna hang on by a thread. Never mind. Deleted. OGE goes primal as well. Beats Bonnie to a bloody pulp, and they are gonna be able to pull this off unless Jake can get some magic going here. Overwhelmed and just a sliver left.
And Cool Matt's back into the mix in this as he transcend. However, they're stalling, but you have to get kills. A stall means nothing if you're not actually pushing them off of the point, and they have just been dying one by one on the point. The May is not going to be enough, and wow, Dallas, my apologies for calling that over. That was a long, long fight that should have been over, but OGE and the rest of the crew were able to sustain long enough. Let's take a look.
We've got a clip of OGE looping Bonnie. I mean, yeah, that works. That is brutal.
Oh, the juggle! The juggle into the air!
Just straight punted.
Ah, dude, he's gonna get sued by AARP. That is elderly abuse. That was brutal. Look, and also, I think you can say that it's a different kind of confidence from this Dallas team to even try to pull that off. You just lost both supports immediately. And the Sombra switch from Chips is just to get Harry Hook back into the fight quicker. He translocates, Guardian Angel, you invisible, Guardian Angel, everyone's back on that point that much quicker, and you can run a solo support in that situation too, but you need the speed to get there. You can't take Tracer, you can't take 76. So Sombra happens to be very, very fast at moving into places. They taxi back the Mercy quickly enough, able to grind through that fight. Just the hubris to try it and pull that off, it bodes well for Dallas. Looks like a new kind of team.
You gotta make those confidence plays, you know, to win these big games, Hex, especially when you got pride on the line here like Houston and Dallas do for obvious reasons from Texas. I mean, last time it was a brutal match. I expect no less this time around. It will be Dallas fuel on the offense here.
Look,
it's how they have less time in the bank.
You throw the records out the window when you have regional rivalries like this. It just does not matter. And that's across all sports. You can be 0-15 against 15-0 in football, and it doesn't matter. You still take that team seriously across town. You always bring your A game against what is supposed to be your natural rival just based on geography.
Once again, Linkser, bit of an off angle, bears fruit. AKM, bullet to the head, no, resurrect is the word that I'm looking for. He can always respawn, but Mercy's got to stay in it. Links are getting overwhelmed, though. Effect's really pouring on the pressure. Effect murdering him. 1-for-1 trade, but you've lost Raucus. Question of whether Bonnie can get back there and heal, because OGE is now the one who's trying to keep the pressure on, but the heal will go off.
That's enormous to take down chips there. Now the question is, do you try to reset or you just try to push this? Everyone is so low, I think you have to try to reset, and Linkster will assist you back to spawn.
Very kind of.
Are they going to be able to stagger Mickey? No, they kill him. Okay.
They kill him, they don't really wait.
Well, 20 seconds to go. They should be able to set up another decent push here. But this is it for Dallas. Have to get some progress here, or the best they can hope for is a draw.
Let's see what's possible as it is going to be. There it is, AKM. You got to take risks at this point. You really do have to come up with the big plays. And AKM baiting out the shot. Linkster, once again, the focus of Effect. Effect going to force him back. Linkster now having to hold that closed angle.
Oh my god! OG had to stay alive. He had 97%. He was so close to Primal, but Matt snipes him down, and that might just be it. Both tanks out of this.
Hanging in there, the fight. Overtime's gonna be burning, of course, but all the kills are here for Houston. It's Harry Hook. He's got the Valk, but not for long, and Effect will back off, just trying to stay alive a little bit longer, but he's not gonna be able to make it back to the point in time. Houston with a solid hold.
I didn't even mention it because I assumed it was a foregone conclusion. OGE was coming into the fight with about 85% on his Primal Rage. Jumps in, and that should be enough for Winston to get there. The support comes out. He took a little too much damage. Here he comes just a sliver too late to keep him alive. He dies 97% on the Primal Rage, one of the best stall-out ultimates in the game to be able to be on that point. May not have changed things, but that is a pretty big deal.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at replay at that. This is going to be OG. I mean, Cool Matt looks like he was going to be the one focusing him.
87%, just eats too much damage here, and the healing just comes.
Discord orb.
Yeah, Discord.
It's a great Discord placement from Raucus. You're taking 30% more damage. That makes a big difference when you're a beefy tank. Everything's hitting you in the face.
Did you ever play tank when it was 50%?
Yeah.
For like a day, and then you're like, no, I can't deal with this.
No, dude. Like when Discords and harmonies and everything used to stay on perpetually.
Oh yeah, don't remind me.
But.
I mean, that's a big play. Dallas can only hope for a draw now. They're going to have to defend for 2 minutes. Their defense has actually been a strength, but it's really hard to say like what has been, what hasn't been. I just feel like this Dallas team is so hard to pin down because they make so many changes. There's so many roster lineups. They make coaching changes. And so I don't know if what I saw 2 weeks ago even applies to the Dallas Fuel of present.
You get a week of scrims and you can get a lot of work done. So let's say Dallas now are the ones who have to hold 1:52 here for Houston Outlaws to go to work, though. That's a lot. They only need is one tick. We need a perfect hold from Dallas. AKM, if you could start off by winning this Widow duel, that would be nice.
You can play super aggressive here and just go for trades because you do have time for at least 2 decent pushes. They're playing a little bit passive. They're just going to play their exact same style. They're not going to switch anything up.
AKM, once again, back into the balcony. This is allowing Linkster to soften up those tanks. He's got that angle. Couple pixels, all you need when you're playing a sniper. You just need to get that headshot. It's all about reaction time here for Linkster. He's one of the quickest in the business. Gonna miss the shot, though.
Trying to get into that. The bubble's going to slow him down, take a little bit of damage on it. These tanks up front are generally trying to deal with the bubble. That should be a res. Do they have the tank cooldowns to be able to protect that res? They do. Links are back in the mix. This is already burned down a minute, though, and they've effectively gotten nothing done.
Yeah, they are just still trying to farm up.
Pulse bomb, though.
Harry Hook has got Valk, though. Banny's there. He decides to get his up as well. There's the pulse. The stick back is dead. And well, it doesn't look like that res is going to be back online as Linkster gets beaten. That's twice now that AKM has hit a headshot on Linkster. And there's the follow-up on Jake as well.
Yeah, you were talking about the pulse bomb off-screen. The pulse bomb on-screen by Jake looked like a nervous pulse bomb. Blinked a little bit too far, did not know that distance, hit the wall with it instead. And that's just something that if you don't practice 1,000 times, you can't pull off. And in the heat of the moment, really rough. To not even get it in that room and force them out of the room is a little bit difficult there. Now, last push for Houston, and we're going to draw out here on Volskaya.
First draw, let's go. Could be possible, could be, as they are still trying to work their way in. Nice jiggle peeking there, taking advantage of the fact that AKM has Infosight. But that wears off, and now it's going to have to be go time here for Houston Outlaws. Charging onto this point, take the fight to him. And well, it's actually just going to be the Transcendence, opening it up. OG still in there to try and body block, but Effect gets deleted by Linkster immediately. Already a man advantage here for the Houston Outlaws in this key fight. Chip Saiyan decides to get the trance out, trying to top everybody up, and Linkster is dead. OG with the focus. Also cutting off the supports from the rest of this fight. Can they collapse onto these tanks and punish them?
Gotta touch the point just a little bit. Fact will end up falling here. Gotta make sure to keep some presence on the point, though. The last thing you want to do is give this up, and you have to be mindful. It's only 33%, but it does seem they're getting the kills they need. But Linkster and Jake combined for 2.
Oh, and it's not gonna happen.
So close.
We will have the draw in the end. 2-2, the final score here on the first map of this series.
You see the winning team right there displayed center screen. How fitting is it that these two teams from Texas face down 10 paces, turn around, and draw?
And they draw, and they both miss. All right, fine. Fair enough. Wow. Again, sign game on point. Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll see who's going to take the lead in this series.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League.
Houston Outlaws. Dallas fuel in the Texas showdown. And now the pressure is on.
I love the aggressive play from the Fuel.
Nicely done by Harry Hook. Look at all the resources being dedicated to keeping Jake alive, and it's working! Oh, it's working! There we go, Houston Outlaws. Commanding performance from the Dallas Fuel.
All right, so we do get that in the end. We actually get the Bear draw. Both of these teams so evenly matched right now, apparently, with the changes that Dallas have been making.
Which means that it's very unlikely we'll go to a map 5, despite the first 2 sets of the day. However,
I did say, though.
we could draw on Blizzard World.
We could draw on Blizzard
It is
World.
possible both these teams could finish it, and then neither could take the first point. So, you know, could get a map 5. I'm over map 5. We have a huge day today. Seems like map 5 fiesta here. Muma will come in for fact fiction there. Just a little bit different style of play. And you know, it has nothing to do with how Muma plays. I was talking to some of the guys, and they're like, Muma can play perfectly. He can jump in, do all the damage to the world, and get out alive, which is generally what you want from Winston. The meta right now sometimes requires your Winston to play beyond that and give up his life. Give up his life for an extra second of cleave damage. Give up his life for just a little more 5 feet of zoning. And Fact is willing to do that. Fact is not a coward.
Oh!
No, I didn't imply Muma was. That's not what I meant at all.
Well, Muma is subbing in for Fact. Okay,
Nah,
not gonna throw you under the bus here. I mean, all I'm thinking is that the guy with the
it's too late for that. You're not gonna throw me under the bus. I feel like I've just seen the exhaust go overhead.
Actually come by. What was that? Oh yeah.
Oh, what was that? No, but Muma does play. He plays perfectly. He's one of the best Western tanks in all of Overwatch. But right now, the meta requires that your tank go that extra step and play even more aggressive than perfect. Sometimes living is the wrong choice as Winston. Oddly enough, you have to get that extra last tick of damage in, and you'll see it oftentimes. If you watch Fearless play, he does it very well. The addition of the Shanghai Dragons, he goes in and he's taking a 1v3 knowing he's going to die, but it buys them enough time for everyone else to get in position. So it has nothing to do with either of these players. It's just sometimes the map dictates that kind of style from your tank. That's why they brought Fact on board. He plays a more aggressive style.
He's willing to sack himself for the team.
No, you know I love Muma. He's the only guy who plays Symmetra.
Yeah, I know, right? I was going to give a shout out to the guy in the crowd who actually put what seems like hours into a sign. Shout out to that guy, Muma, Symmetra, the hybrid.
There's also a great Beatles-inspired Muma sign, or a Bonnie sign out there. Help, I need some Bonnie. Help. Not just any Bonnie. If you didn't know, that's the Beatles reference. I got you, I'm old. All right, so offensively, or defensively rather, they're gonna put AKM onto the Soldier 76, setting him up for success. Again, not wanting to run that Widow here. Offensively, they like to run Widow Tracer on this first point. When they switch to defense, maybe some Junkrat will come out, but this is pretty standard, except for the Soldier 76. But I think if AKM's gonna be on your roster, play around him, play to his strengths.
Yeah, play to his strengths, let the guy get comfortable. He can clearly do damage with it. With attack visor, that is always a threat. Linkser right now getting body shot, getting whittled down a little bit, still trying to find a target as Effect goes in and dies. There's a big opening. That's going to be a tough one to res for Harry Hook.
Shot after shot. And so in my notes, I really only have for Houston, Linkser hard carry about this map. Because on this map, that he just shows up and has huge games. They rarely switch off of this on offense. It's just going to be Widow Tracer as long as they can stand it until something has to give here. But Linkser just seems to have figured out this map faster than almost anybody, except, I don't know, maybe if you watch Pine play this map less set. But he's always had good performances on this map. He's made London change their entire style of offensive engagement because of his play.
Oh, it's looking like he's having such an impact right now that AKM has been forced to change it up. We were talking about playing to AKM's strengths. Well, I guess like AKM is the one who has to step up his game now and go toe-to-toe with the Widow of his own. And 3 quick kills coming through. The squish guys for the Houston Outlaws are now dead. And they're having to back off and go for the reset here. So that was a very quick and early fight coming in from Dallas Fuel, and I like that a lot. Try and get that choke point control, and that'll slow things down here for Houston Outlaws.
Now here's the question though, is can AKM answer Linkser enough? Because he can't play the Genji to really jump in on him, which is Linkser has forced teams to switch off of Widow onto something to pressure him. And we see AKM has come off the 76, he's on Widow. Doesn't have to win every duel, but you have to hit enough shots to make him uncomfortable.
Oh, nice work there by Chips. Effect, they are going to be trading it. AKM gone, killed by Banny. But Banny's got the wings out. Battle Mercy is a thing. And they're just trading kills back and forth right now. Once again, a very balanced fight. Although Muma with the kill on Harry Hook should mean that Houston Outlaws will be able to make some real progress here.
Battle Mercy is a thing, a beautiful thing, if you will. There's something great about when that blaster comes out. What was it, Cadius Blaster? Something Caduceus? Caduceus. Reminds me of another StarCraft term. We are in Blizzard World, so all I do is start thinking about StarCraft there.
What's the pilot terrace?
I just want to build nukes. You got that one right there too from the overhead. Nexus is there. I require more minerals. Anyway, still going here. A couple of ults banked up for Houston. The cart has been stalled out as Linkser is under a great deal of pressure, but he gets a little help from his friends. But his friends die trying to help him. Now they're in a very odd position. Linkser getting splashed against the wall.
Yeah, Harry Hook as well. Cool map paint as well as red right there. Linkser gets hunted down eventually, and it's looking like Dallas Fuel will be able to win the fight. That payload did make quite a bit of progress, though, so they need to really keep Houston Outlaws off of this so that it can start retreating, sliding back down the hill on its zero-graph suspensors. Nicely done.
It made a bit of progress, but it's not far enough that Houston can take this off angle where they can go around the left-hand side. They still have to go right down Main Street here and get the push, and that's going to set up the snipers in a decent position to know where they're coming from And you also have effect on the right-hand side watching this flank. Tracer has a lot of scouting duty on this map. On first, on second, you have to watch the angles because it's a really weird map with all sorts of hallways, all sorts of flanks, that if no one's there, you're gonna be in trouble.
Pulse attempt, nothing from it. And well, effect, he's got his pulse coming online. There it is, goes for the Hail Mary on the Linkser. Doesn't quite get it though.
Meanwhile, they have been pushing this cart pretty decently, and there still is 2x progress on it. They're poking away, but not any confirmed kills just yet, and it just seems like a slow and steady, methodical push from Houston.
Yeah, keep your focus on the payload. That's the name of the game. Not sure if Effect realized that perhaps he was going to take an orb to the face there, but he decides to back off. And it will be Muma continuing to put the pressure on. Mickey getting DMAXed isn't going to help things here for Dallas Fuel. Gonna be a bit of time here before he gets a re-one.
AKM has won the duel against Linkser. That's a very good sign for them, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The tank play from Houston has just been way too strong. I just feel like they're always an ever-present threat on the point.
Oh, Coolmat hunts them all the way back. Somebody get on that payload right away. OGE will be there to contest. Muma realizing that he needs to come back over here, and it's going to be Jake keeping that pressure up.
Well, that death on Coolmat, only his second death. The tanks have combined for 2 total deaths, which means Muma has not even died. To my point in the beginning, Muma is so good at getting out alive in those situations. AKM going to force the reset, though, as he puts 2 into the grave. Dallas Fuel holding pretty strong here on defense. Only 90 seconds left here, Semler.
Yeah, there isn't a whole honking lot of time here. Mickey getting DMAXed.
That Transcendence Force, well, I don't know if they wanted to use that there.
Nope. Primal denied. Muma survives. Doesn't go up into bits. AKM, however, he's on it. He's got his infrasight. He knows where Linkser's playing from, looking for the headshot. Muma just goes, just goes right on through because he's busy stomping the supports into the ground.
Muma with the 3K. Gets his Primal Rage, gets out of it, gets a stomp on the AKM at the end, and that will open up all the space in the world as Donkey Kong is getting a fistful of fuel.
It's burning, and well, there we go. Mickey should be getting DMAXed. The orb isn't going to be enough to absorb that kind of damage. Linkser with the collecting kill at the end, and AKM switching it up to the McCree, takes a bullet to the head immediately. So it is going to be 2 minutes left on the clock here for the Houston Outlaws. Couple of ults in the bank as well to work with. Most importantly, you've got Valkyrie here from Banny, so we'll see if he decides this is the fight to use it. Chip saying getting one clipped by Jake.
Yeah, Coolmat also took his counterpart off the edge with a little bit of a boop there, so this cart will continue to make very good progress. AKM switches onto the McCree, much better on this last point for the most part. AKM, a very capable McCree as well. Jake gets a pulse bomb. This continues to push. They haven't fought as 6 in a little bit here as Dallas. They're going to try to buy some time.
It's in the monster moments where Jake really just seems to stand out. There's Linkser with the headshot on Harry Hook. When you've got Linkser and Jake popping off, it's going to be so hard to hold here if you're Dallas Fuel. Houston Outlaws right now on the edge of picking up a 3rd point on Blizzard World. Continuing with the presence on the payload, and a body block on Mickey from Coolmat. Denies him the contest and does secure the 3rd point for Houston.
Yeah, they're just never able to recontest after. It just seemed like after Muma's Primal Rage, that was like the game-ending play where he got the 3 kills, he got the supports, was able to take down AKM, and then they never had an established defense on 3rd. You have to get a big play. We saw it earlier today. Maybe a pulse bomb gives you a second to breathe, something like that. But they got staggered from the beginning of 3rd point to the last of 3rd point.
It is tough when you have those res positions, the respawns, the spawns. Oh yeah, cool, they pushed it through on 2nd point. Now I am dead. I am out in the middle of nowhere, and I really felt like Dallas got back from that.
No, it was pretty rough. So they do finish out Blizzard World, 90 seconds in their bank. Remember, this is already tied up. It is 0-0 in the series, even though we played 1 map. We drew out on Volskaya, so a first lead here. You really only have to win 2 maps now to win the series, because we're going to play 4, but at the end of 4, whoever is the best score will win. That means 2 maps will be enough. I wasn't a math major. Don't look at me like
Dude,
that.
we're totally going 5. I'm telling you. Dallas are going to push it back, and then it's going to be the same thing as Volskaya.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible.
They'll split the difference on control.
Just
right?
not probable.
It could happen. That would be fitting between these 2 teams.
It might be the first time that would happen, a double draw automatic. I think we've actually come close a couple times so far in the Overwatch League. But
double draw at the beginning.
No, I'm for it, man. Let's make some history here.
Exactly. Muma beast mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look, you can look at all the offensive stats. It's the 0 deaths that they like about Muma. I mean, that's why you have a different style of tank. Also, it's super helpful to bring in another main tank just so you have someone like a backup quarterback looking over your shoulder like, hey, I would have done this in this situation. They could both learn from each other and evolve into this monstrous main tank duo.
Tag team, and let's see how it goes though. Linkser gonna start it off. The aggressive grapple right over the edge, and well, we get a little bit of different strategy coming in here from Dallas Fuel. Changing it up a little bit. We've got AKM on that Sombra. The shots going through, however, from Coolmat, not really wanting to let AKM get in for free. AKM having to use the translocate, so getting slowed down just a little bit.
It is a little bit interesting. One of the last offenses I looked at from this team, they actually ran AKM on McCree, still everyone else, in a dive situation as well. But AKM's going to be joining with Effect. They're going to try to force an odd situation. Yeah, and Rockus had no idea there was going to be someone else there, and they're able to take down 2. This res gets absolutely denied too. AKM doing work, both supports down.
What is this? What is going on? This is chaos. Dallas Fuel right now. 2 big kills coming in from AKM. They get forced back. The dive pushes all the squish back into the arch, and it's perfectly done. Effect even here to make sure that nobody else can come through as they res up. And it's going to be a very quick A take coming in from Dallas Fuel.
I'm just so glad that Sombra's finally an offensive hero, and it makes sense, instead of that utility drawer hero of like, I'm going to make EMP in a while. No, I'm not going to kill anything. I make EMPs. You guys kill stuff. I make EMPs. But now she's so deadly with the spread on the gun being modified and being able to get to the backline and set up so much better with the translocate being 20 seconds instead of 15, that oftentimes you think you're in a Tracer duel and that you didn't realize the entire time you were in a Tracer versus Tracer and Sombra duel.
Yeah, exactly. Back as well. All right, let's see. I mean, Effect right now, he does not want to let AKM take all the glory either, though. He wants to go for his big plays. Attempts the pulse bomb there, not going to happen, though. And well, Jake realizing that his pack has been hacked, he's gonna have to back off.
Yeah, it does help out so much in the duel. My least favorite map to play against a Sombra is Control Center, because all you want as a Tracer is packs, and you know your flanks, and you know where your packs are, and that depends on your timings a lot, and then you go to a pack and it's just not there, and you're like, oh, I'm just dead now. I just died. Speaking of dead, they're gonna try to push this. Valkyrie comes in, they also have EMP to work with.
Yeah, not wasting any time. Monster self-destruct from Coolmat. That's going to snuff it here for Fuel. OGE is going to be the target of priority for that res from Harry Hook, but Chip Saiyan is dead, cooling his heals back at spawn. He's got the trance as well. You need the AoE heals here for the follow-through on this fight, and that means that Dallas Fuel will go for the reset.
A curious choice of resurrection targets there. I think this is the more defensive option. They want to wait and keep OG alive so he can come back and peel in case Houston has any silly ideas.
Who's Jake looking for right now, though? Jake is just like, right, where's Chips? There's Muma, too. Chips, they know he's floating back into the fight.
AKM's going to force out this Transcend very early. The EMP also comes off. Coolmat does get hacked. That means he is just a floating trash can right now, able to do nothing on that Devo with no abilities. Coolmat will die. Someone killed Coolmat.
That's big. Coolmat is dead. Yes, there you go. You are welcome. OGE, Primal hunting for targets. Rockus right on the edge, gets overwhelmed. Muma not able to make it back in time. And the entire time, Effect is just on the payload, pushing it forward.
Oh, look, such style points, too. It looked like he was surfing on that thing. Just riding it all the way backwards, all the way through. They had no idea it was going on. I think Dallas was winning that fight anyway, but Effect is just going to escort it much quicker. And what a blazing time Dallas has set. Look at this time bank. They've got 4.5 on the clock, only $1:30 on Houston's bank. So Dallas in a good position to give themselves a great lead going into the second half of this map.
Well, especially if AKM's going to get some high-value targets like that. Rockus getting back into it. Linkser denies Effect any more damage. And while AKM, he's working his way up to that EMP. That could be the big difference maker here in the following fight, as already Bonnie and Rockus getting pressured. Jake, nearly one clipped.
Jake has got to be in trouble. He's out of abilities, and AKM hunts him down. Beautiful play, and that will top it off. So EMP available now. Rockus might try to get an EMP out, or Transcend out. Yeah, he saved it right around the corner and keep his team alive. Nice play from Rockus.
Yeah, perfect. He's so hard to get that EMP to connect with. Oh, that's gonna prompt Momentum to go charging in, but hey, gets melted immediately. Again, those Discord orbs on point. Linkser headshot by Chips. Chips with the big plays right now, making the difference for Dallas Fuel. The self-destruct guaranteeing the follow-up on Coolmat.
That's a great play from Chips right there. That was during a Deadeye, and time has been canceled by the Omnic himself. They will still continue to walk this in. Muma will stall just for a moment. They will push this off the cart, and wow, what a time for Dallas. They were winning the fight. The back cap from Effect to pull it off there. Rode that cart in. Great plays all around, and Yeah, and we'll just take a look at this. I'm glad we're going to get this replay. This is Chips canceling High Noon.
So he gets that trance out.
He's in his face.
Point blank. Boom. That was a quick headshot.
Oh, just a single headshot. It's good to see Chips back. I mean, this guy, he was one of the best Anas in all of Overwatch for quite a long time. He's been a professional gamer for a long time. Maybe that veteran calming presence is something that's welcome in this team. You can see him and Harry coming together.
Listen, I'm going to keep saying it to the end of days, but Chip Sane was the best Bloodborne Champions player out there by a country mile. First game, we came up together 7-8 years ago. Chips was a god, still is.
Somewhere the 5 people who know about that game are like, yeah!
They're there. They're there. Those were in the days when you still had, what, like 2,000 viewers on a stream, and you're like, oh my god, we're crushing it for a LAN tournament. Not so much these days.
Yeah, we big time now. Absolutely big time. All right, well, you cursed us into a draw, but I don't know, man. 3.5 minutes on Dallas's offense when they have to go around there. It just seems like I don't think we see a draw incoming here. I do see a possibility where Dallas is able to hold this because 1 minute and 30 is only 2 pushes. I mean, and if one of them's prolonged, it's 1 push and then 1 scramble. So not the greatest situation for the Houston Outlaws.
You have to be perfect here if you're Houston. Well, I mean, you do have Linkser. You pointed it out. This is one of those home maps for him. AKM gets caught in the back line. Gonna have to translocate out. So a little bit of the reset there for him, at least. And now Linkser's starting to get into that comfort zone. Instant headshots, no hesitation. He really does seem to feel comfortable on this first point with these angles. Well, that is going to be a key focus. Get into him and get the pressure on. AKM not going to let Linkser get too comfortable back there.
Well, Jake took out Effect. That was a 1v1 that he had to win. Effect was waiting for him on the flank, and that's an unresable position. So Effect out of this fight. They're going to put a lot of pressure on this. There's too many people alive for me to think that Dallas is giving this up, though. They're just biding their time to come back into the right moment.
Yeah, exactly what you need to be doing here. Nearly halfway there. Mickey, D-Mac. No, Jake can't finish it.
No, he's double healed. He's got Mercy on him and he's got the orb. It's so hard to get the throughput there, and then they will resurrect Raucus here. Defense holding on decently, and you're not killing that Zen with the Mercy in his pocket.
No, that's not gonna happen. We already have the back exactly Effect. Looking for that flank, looking for that hamstring. Not quite gonna find it though, and Banny dropping dangerously low. Mickey with the all-out aggression, takes the fight to him. Oh, kills for Mickey. Let's go. Self-destruct just to get a new mech because he knows there's only 10 seconds left on this clock.
Hey, self-destructed his finish off Raucus with the blaster for style points right there. Now he's out of mech. It's a little bit rough though. Matt's gonna come in, touch the point, keep it alive for his team. They gotta start getting kills. Matt very low. Matt out of mech.
He's not gonna be long for this world. He is dead. Mickey finds that kill. AKM just to make sure. Really throwing it in there. The EMP denying the res from Banny, and this is going to be the hold for the Dallas Fuel. Muma not able to get back in time. Super solid here on Blizzard World.
Yeah, Dallas looking to tie up the in-state rivalry between these two teams. Taking this map would be a big step in that direction. 45.9% is the progress marker. Dallas just has to beat that, and they've got 3.5 minutes to do it. So, I mean, in all honesty, they can just play for a tick and then go for 15%.
There you go. Just farm up ults,
get
everything locked up.
Yeah, play for a tick, then get Primal Rage and just see if you can knock them off and grab a couple more percentage points.
Well, we're going to have to see how quickly Houston can adjust on the fly. If they can figure out, all right, what went wrong the first time around where they were able to really catch us, you know, hammer and anvil in a pincer movement.
Well, they've already
How do we
changed it.
deny that?
Yeah.
And exactly, already we have some changes coming through here. On the Winston, but really Jake is going to be on the Jake Rat.
Yeah, Jake was the first death in that last defense, or one of the two, or close to the first. Anyway, I don't remember. He died and it was important. AKM got to the backline and Effect at the same time. Jake had no idea that their Sombra was there. Ends up getting doubled down on. He's the first death. That's so much healing out, or so much damage output now gone from your composition. So this is what they like to run on defense a lot of the time. Sometimes they'll run Jake Rat with a Widow as well, but I think you really need the Tracer to be able to check flanks. And that's where exactly where you see Linkser set up. This right-hand side is where Tracer always has to be, and it's not to engage necessarily, not to take the Tracer duel, just be like, are they coming this way or are they not? You just need that scouting information. That's generally why you see Divas up front where Matt is as well. He's calling out what their composition looks like.
Yeah, exactly. What are we gonna be running into here in a moment's time? OG kind of peeking around, gonna get that high ground. That's the advantage of having the Winston. Mobility with these tanks, and well, AKM on the Pharah. That's one way to deal with this. If you're gonna go onto the Junkrat, Jake, well then how are you gonna deal with my rockets?
Yeah, it's just a great scout from them, knowing that they're likely to face a Junkrat in this situation. So now they're getting very low. The concussion will not end up hitting anyone right there. Try to go for the Winston and knock him off. Meanwhile, Linkser in the back line.
Already making progress, making progress. We do have those trades. Harry Hook, the backline is dead for the Dallas Fuel. And that is definitely going to slow things down here for him. We do need to get Houston Outlaws onto this point, though. They cannot allow one tick to come through. It has to be stopped. And it's looking like with the tanks back in the fight here for Houston, it will be the reset coming in for Dallas.
Oh, that healing has to come through for AKM in that situation. To dive to a Diva like that, I mean, that's a very good Diva play as well, though. You come in with the Matrix and the missile, so you're not taking the incoming rockets while you're doing damage of your own, and then you finish it off with maybe a melee and just a couple clicks there. But you expect AKM to maybe get through that. Maybe Concussion was offline there. However, still over 2 minutes here. No permanent progress on the point, though.
This duel right now between Effect and Lynx is great to watch as well. Bit of a tough break for Effects. He really has to change it up and expect Linkster to be playing differently. He's getting beaten upside the head right now, though. No recall, and he is going to be able to get back here with his team.
Oh, that's really dangerous to kill that trap. I mean, he had to at some point in time. I think that Pulse Bomb actually got eaten up. But killing that trap lets Linkster know exactly where he is, and you saw him re-engage right after that. Still bloodless in this fight. AKM's got Barrage.
In fact, how does he keep surviving this? Jake has got a tire as well. Straight into the back. Effect denies it. Perfectly done. Self-destruct out in the open. AKM looking to get on the other side of the wall, and he will just barely manage it. But we've got the trance getting thrown in here by Raucus. There is not really going to be a whole lot here left to deal with the barrage. Exactly. You know what AKM is thinking. Tries to focus on Coolmat, though, and gets nothing for it.
I think the call was that Defense Matrix had been used and was out, but they were incorrect on that. There was just enough left to stymie that barrage. 45.9%. Dallas has to get a little bit more here. They got to get something going. AKM still on the Pharah. You got a nice kill late there, but it's not going to matter. We're going to be fighting 6v6. Effect is deep in the back lines right now. Linkster spots him, though.
Yeah, they will get that duel rolling.
I feel like this duel's been going on since the beginning of this half. Effect finally down as Cool Matt comes in to help out.
Yeah, well, there we go. That's where Linkster can be legitimately a bit miffed with Cool Matt. Hey.
Yeah.
Why are you taking my fight?
It was an honor duel, right?
Exactly.
You know?
We're having our one-on-one. You guys go do your things over there with the rest of them. You let me go to town on Effect.
All right, Jake almost has another tire going. Not much to work with here for Dallas in their final push. Effect has a Pulse Bomb. At some point, Effect, you gotta stop trying to get this duel in and go with your team and try to just hit a Pulse Bomb. AKM already down to Cool Matt.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's gonna slow things down here. Muma barely making it back in time. He will survive by the looks of it. This is just getting slowed down here for Dallas Fuel. 10 seconds left on this clock. AKM, he will be able to get out here fairly quickly with the boost.
Yeah, he's gonna come up over top, try to rain some rockets. I'm still looking at Effect, though. Effect can crack this open. Huge kill from AKM.
That's it. AKM finds the kill onto Linkster. Bonnie will be able to get the res off, it looks like. No problem there. Jake, the tire, gone. And already the fight continuing as the self-destruct gets thrown in by Mickey. Not gonna find any kills. Cool Mats, neither. And while they are pressing forward here, Dallas, 5 alive on this point versus the 4 for Houston Outlaws. And well, Raucus is the only form of healing that the Outlaws have. Outlaws need to find some kills, and they're doing just that. Cool Matt runs over Chips. OG goes down. This is getting out of hand.
It's the res on the Chips when Harry Hill gives his life for it. They've been very low on the point right now. This one is a brawl. The next couple kills could decide things. Mickey's going to get out of mech. D-Max deleted.
Unbelievable. Houston Outlaws managed to hold it despite it all.
With 45%-ish. 3:30 on the clock. Dallas can't uncrack the code. Unable to hit ultimates, unable to capitalize on some ultimates that they had. The barrage went for naught. A Pulse Bomb got thrown into a Matrix a couple times. This one is all Houston so far as we head into the half.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. T-Mobile, America's best unlimited network. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
We had a draw on Volskaya, but Houston held on Blizzard World for almost 4 minutes to take a 1-0 lead over the Dallas Fuel at the half. Welcome back, everyone, to the desk. That is just...
Are you kidding me?
Heartbreaking.
Are you kidding me? Like, what is going on today?
I don't even know,
It's
man.
just ridiculous.
It really is.
It is.
It's shenanigans.
I thought I was actually
Shenanigans.
disappointed because we were 12.6% away from seeing a 0-0 at the half. If the Dallas Fuel had managed to hold Houston Outlaws just from getting those 12 extra percent that gave them the tick, then we would have seen a 0-0 half here, and that would have been a first for the Overwatch.
What was more disappointing to you? Not having 0-0 at halftime or Dallas Fuel not capping?
They're both big disappointments. I think.
All right, well, it is unfortunate, but let's go ahead and check out the highlights for Volskaya and Blizzard World. Volskaya sorted things off. I think AKM got picked off really early and was
really early.
He was struggling in this matchup, and Linkser was just a superstar in this game as well.
I think it took 7 seconds.
Yep, and then on their next attack, because of course both teams completed, he died in the first 5 seconds. So Linkser really had his number early on, but they were still able to get point A pretty well, both teams.
Yeah, and AKM actually got back into the Widow duel, so it was a lot more exciting than I expected initially anyway, because Linkser just showed dominance at some point in the game. But AKM, he got his fair share of headshots, and it's definitely showing that it's integrating to the team and actually grinding these kind of mechanical skill heroes, because before, AKM wasn't really known for his Widowmaker as much as his McCree or his Tracer, but here he certainly shows that he's been practicing the hero hard in ranked and is paying off for him.
Now, having said that, Linkser on the Widowmaker helped his team to a ridiculous snowball going through, finishing with 1 minute and 26 seconds. It looked like, what are the Dallas Fuel going to do here? But AKM pulling out the Sombra and Dallas Fuel playing pretty well around it. The dual flanker threat of AKM and Effect really carried Dallas to another completion, and then we saw the fated time bank.
Yep, Pharah for 4 minutes. Okay, Pharah is not working, guys. You gotta stop playing Pharah. It hasn't worked all day. Agilities played Pharah, it didn't work at all. Just stop with the Pharah, okay?
Hydration tried Pharah, it didn't work.
It's cursed. It's cursed. Don't play the Pharah.
Just
analysis.
I've never seen you just be so angry about it. That's not analysis, just superstition at this point. It's like, that's it, no. Put a Hex on it, he can't play it. All right, well.
Hex also can't play it.
Exactly, well, I mean, that's a well-known fact. He's gonna be so mad about that one. Anyway, so we highlighted the Widowmaker duel between AKM and Linkser, and I think that is something worth talking about here, going into bigger detail.
Yeah, and even further beyond, we have Ilios and Route 66 coming up. So this, to many ways, is the head-to-head that really matters in this series. And we have some difference in time played here. Linkser obviously played 11 minutes, and AKM played 4 minutes. But still, I think that this matchup, AKM getting so many eliminations compared to Linkser, if we put it in context with the time played, of course. So AKM definitely put up a decent effort here and has some pretty good stats when you put them into context, and that's going to carry forward into Ilios and Route 66 as well. So I'm actually really intrigued to see if AKM still can pull off a win here versus Linkser.
I'm not so sure it's like any of the Widowmaker players really playing that much better than their opponent.
Yeah.
It seems to be it's whichever team is setting them up a little better gets the picks in the end. You know, a lot of the time, if you're getting the Widowmaker pick, they can resurrect it, and so it's about how your team plays around it. And I think Houston Outlaws have been playing in general slightly better around Linkser's Widow, but AKM and the Dallas Fuel have had some good moments.
Yeah, but not only have they played well around that Widow, but they've also played around the Genji very well as well. I mean, everything about Linkser in this game has been very impressive. And I understand you wanted to kind of take a deep dive on that one.
Yeah, just a small snippet, because what we've seen over the past couple of games...
Boosh?
Yeah, and a
appetizer.
What we've seen is that Transcendences have not stopped Dragon Blaze recently, and I've seen people talking about it on Reddit and the such, so I thought I'd go through this one. So here we have Linkser, and from what you can see here, he's got the Mercy damage boost on him as well. It's just about to come up. At the moment, it's the healing, but keep your eyes on this screen because it shows what Banny is up to. Obviously, Banny running the Mercy right alongside him. With the damage boost, you get 30% extra damage. So that means that a blade and dash combo does 220 damage, enough to chop through a target. So as we roll this one forwards, you can see that his Dragon Blade's going to come out, and his first target is Effect. So they've got a decent idea that they want to take him out of the fight. And here we see both of the Transcendences be popped. So he goes into Force of Transcendence. So this would normally be a decent counter to the Blade. But with the damage boost on him, this slash does 156 damage. straight onto effect. Doesn't make any difference that he's inside the Transcendence. And then here you see the, with again the damage boost on him, the blade into dash combo, 220 damage. Makes no difference. He catches AKM with the first dash, hits him with another slash and dash, and takes AKM out as well. And from here, it's an easy finish onto Chip Cyan with Jake in the backline. So I feel like we've seen this earlier as well. Hydration was able to go through a Transcendence. I feel like in general, normally the Trans is a really good defensive support ultimate to stop the blade coming through. And so people get a little confused how you're able to really punch through it.
Chips is confused. He's like, wait, this is supposed to keep them alive, and it's not working.
And I feel like we're seeing that more from teams, either pairing the Discord orb on it or focusing targets in bubbles and making sure that you're focusing the target that's in the Winston bubble, because that blocks the Transcendence healing. So I feel like teams are working around this a little more.
Well, most importantly, they're keeping Linkser alive as well. Usually if you're a Genji and if you try to slice through a Transcendence, you usually don't have the health to manage to maintain yourself within that range, of course. So you have to back off, you have to dash away. But in this scenario, he actually gets the healing necessary to stay alive and actually have the time to slice through there. So it's great team effort, really, in making sure that Genji gets the kills.
And this is why the Mercy's coming back into the meta as well. We were talking about Lucio and how it's so fun, but you can't have that same utility backing up the Genji when they go for the blades.
Yeah, so now we're in a spot where Houston, they're up by 1, and one more game, and they'll claim victory in this matchup. Do you think Dallas can bring it back? Do you think they can win 2 here? Reinforce, start with you.
I'm looking at Josh.
You're looking at Josh.
You call the reverse sweeps all the time. You're so proud. Come on.
I am
Tell
the
us,
reverse
Prophet.
sweep god,
Tell us.
but no, this is not a time for reverse sweeps. This is going to be Houston taking it. I think overall, when you look at Ilios Ruins, I expect Linkser, just in the one-on-one Widowmaker, it takes some of the team play out of it. I think he can still get the better end of AKM. And then when they go over to Route 66, I'm expecting that duo again.
Yeah, and I'm going to second that, because I think we might see Clockwork again on the Pharah as well on Lighthouse. And I think that Houston Outlaws might play around that Pharah really well. So they're going to shut down AKM. And then on Route 66, it was known to be Rascal's sort of map when he was rotated in. So I don't think AKM is as experienced on that map. And when you're a Widowmaker and you try to take those duels, you need to be ready and know where the enemy Widowmaker is. And I don't think AKM has enough experience to actually take that duel versus Linkser.
Well, you heard it from the analyst, but if you are a Dallas Fuel fan, just got to have faith. You know,
just a little belief.
How much?
A little belief. Hey, man, you know, it's up to them. I don't know. I'm the host. So in any case, guys, we're going to go to a break. When we come back, the conclusion of this game, can Dallas bring it back, or will Houston close it out? Find out in just a few.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Sour Patch Kids. Sour, sweet, gone.
Welcome back, everyone. The Houston Outlaws currently hold the 1-0 lead over the Dallas Fuel here at the Lone Star Showdown. And I gotta say, despite popular belief, this has been a very close matchup. And we got to see a very good hold by Houston there at the end of map 2. Probably one of the best holds I've ever seen at point A in Blizzard World yet so far this stage, which was pretty awesome. Speaking of the Houston Outlaws, friendly reminder to all you guys who have Twitch All Access Pass at home, we're doing another AMA, and today it is with Linkster, the star marksman for the Houston Outlaws. So hop on in there, ask him for some pro tips or beauty tips. I'm pretty sure he has all of those, and he'll get back at you tonight after the matches are done. But anyways, guys, we got a whole half left to go. It is match point Houston. Can they claim victory here at the Lone Star Showdown, or can Dallas bring it back? Let's find out right now and hop back into the action with our casters, Simler and Hex.
Yeah, I don't know, Hex. I'm feeling a bit tight. I'm just gonna go ahead and work on that.
You guys don't
real
know.
quick.
I have to deal with this constantly while we're casting. He's just massaging himself.
Dude, this thing is so sick. I feel like I need to give this over to Effect and AKM, though, because those guys need to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, look a little bit tense.
It was looking a little bit tense there at the end of that last map. It was definitely a winnable situation for Dallas, but I don't really feel like they were able to gel and come together.
There's really no way.
Sick, by the way.
There's no way they should have lost that one. We do have some substitutions as we roll over to Ilios here. Boink is going to be coming in for Bunny. It's been interesting because you expect Boink to come in almost only on control to play Lucio, but he's been playing a lot. They just sub him in for Bonnie, even in those situations. Clockwork's going to come in for Jake. Very likely to play Farah here on Lighthouse if that is going to be our first map. And we'll see exactly where we want to start here, but yeah, that's what they've run. Some people may be expecting perhaps Taimu to come in. He came in last time for Ilios, but Taimu's the type of player who needs a little bit of time to warm up. You know, Pine is the exception to that rule where you can just throw Pine in and he's already warmed up, just hits 3Ks without a problem. But most players do need some time to warm up, especially on those very sensitive hit scan heroes. So no Taimu coming in. It seems like Dallas wants to live or die by this roster. No substitutions for them. And this is do or die here on Ilios. They must win this map to extend the battle at the OWL Corral here. Let's see how it goes, and we're gonna have a little Top Gun action. Far v far.
Dallas just gotta grab him by the horns. They gotta grab him by the horns, break those horns over their knees, put them on the mantelpiece, and go home for a couple whiskey or something. I don't know. We're just going into stereotypes. What do cowboys drink?
Milk, probably. This is a wholesome show, PG.
Right. Because Houston Outlaws, they are going to be moving through, and it is going to be active now. It's going to be the all-out brawl here on the point. See, oh! Get out! Boink, denying him.
OGE goes over the edge. He got the Lucio too, but there's Harry Hook. He skated his way back into life. Now, it may not seem like the biggest of deal, but if he gets that kill, then Boink will be so much closer to his ultimate. As it is, denying him that giant health pool to take down Harry Hook is actually a big deal because Boink still only sits at 65%.
Props to the observing team for catching that Harry Hook, the wall
I
right
saw
back.
two go off.
I'm like, where's the second one? And we get it. Perfectly done, guys.
Yeah, exactly. Rollerblades save lives. Something a sentence I thought I would never say in my life.
Totally cool, man. Totally cool. Lynx are putting a bit of pressure on Harry Hook. Not a whole lot, though. And they are continuing to make progress here. Houston Outlaws, they've given up one, but they've traded 1-for-1 in terms of supports. So we'll see who's going to be able to come out ahead. Lynx are with the blink coming off cooldown just in the nick of time to keep him alive. Blink's back in, and now really just pummeling Harry Hook.
Yeah, really nice play from Maracas there to keep his team alive. He popped the Valkyrie there, and he's also going to resurrect Boink. Harry Hook has spent more time on the side of the map than he has in the actual map. Does get cleaned up. Linkser with a nice chase down there. Not going to deny him his ult percentage, and that is going to be Diva getting out alive as well. So a lot of time has been spent over those cliffs so far, but it is Houston who has won the fights. They're in control of this map at 53%. This is an anti-air self-destruct meant to at least try to take down AKM, but it forces him into a bad position. Muma's there to clean him up.
Yeah, capitalizing, nicely done. So 60% and climbing here for Houston Outlaws. Dallas Fuel now. AKM's got Barrage online. We will have both support ultimates as well for this next fight. In effect. So Dallas Fuel, they've been patient with it. They haven't really wasted any ults. Now it's a matter of getting maximum value out of them. And now Houston Outlaws with the preemptive sound barrier getting thrown in by Boink. They do not want to mess around. They need to win this fight hands down, good and clean. And there's Clockwork trying to go for it, but he gets denied by Chipsayan.
Yeah, it was a really nice position to try that barrage, though, because when he does get killed, he falls down on the ledge, and they're able to resurrect him. He's back into the mix and takes down Mickey. Harry Hook now back into this mix, too. Desperation for Dallas. You have to res Harry in that situation because he has barrier.
Yeah, you need to get that.
That's gonna win him a fight
here.
Yeah,
it does look like it is going to turn it around for him. Muma and Linkser, the last two alive here for Houston Outlaws, but not for long. And at 97%, Dallas Fuel will once again take control of the point.
Houston did burn their ults in that fight, though, to try to get it back. And here we see Chips coming around the edge. This is a Valkyrie kill on a Clockwork. Unable to save his Winston, though, but a double kill as Chips. I haven't seen him play a ton of Mercy lately, but Harry Hook is that Lucio player for the team. He has been a fantastic Lucio from the beginning of time. Took a Sojourn onto Soldier at one point in time as well. Very good on that hero, too, but mostly known as a Lucio player.
Lucio coming back into the meta a bit. Definitely going to be a feel-good thing for him. There's the stick. Coolman getting T-Mech effect on the plan here. As far as the game is concerned, Rez not going to be possible, perhaps. I mean, you got Raucus flying high, trying to find him, but it's not going to be good enough. Cool Matt dead as well. Mickey getting the job done.
AKM also won that Sky Duel as well, able to take down Clockwork in that fight. It's got to be feel good for him to get a little bit of traction going on that Pharah. And 97% still on the board for Houston. Just looking to see where Dallas is at, 62% and counting up. And about 2 more fights, 2 more engagements for Dallas to win. They also have Valkyrie to work with in this next fight. Coolmac could try an anti-air self-destruct again, but the positioning from the pharmacy of Dallas is very good.
Yeah, this is a very tough nut to crack. Attempting there, Links are the timing not quite right enough to eliminate Harry Hook, who will be able to dodge his way back to the point. We will have the sound barrier getting thrown in here. Houston Outlaws looking once again to open it up, and they instantly collapse on OGE, find that high-value target. Doesn't quite look like Chips Hand's gonna be able to get in position to get that kill either, to get that res off rather.
Chips had a Valkyrie up as well, but it doesn't matter. He's keeping everyone healthy. He's gonna res up OGE instead. They have more bodies on the point, does Dallas. Mickey's gonna go grab himself a back, and I think Dallas is gonna take the stage, Semler.
It's looking good, Muma. Not gonna make it in time. Denied, and well, Cool Matt, body blocked off. Perfectly done there by Dallas Fuel, running it all the way back. And again, they're so even, these teams.
Yeah, it's been crazy. They're playing up to the competition, but AKM had himself a little redemption stage. Let's take a look at his play.
Curious which one it was. Oh, that's a spicy rocket. Both of them, I mean, the barrage is cool and all, but that was a sick rocket on Rockets.
Mid-airs are just the best feeling in the world. I mean, I wouldn't know apparently, because apparently I'm a terrible Pharah and I can't play Pharah and I can't hit mid-airs.
Listen, that's why you play Moira. That's why you're a big Moira fan, Hex. Day one.
I only play Moira in free-for-all deathmatch.
Sure you do.
Just to aggravate you.
Yeah, that one day we actually randomed into each other as well on deathmatch.
Yeah, those. Hey, do you remember?
I was like, who is this scumbag Moira?
Do you remember?
I look over, you're playing it.
No, but you remember I was so far ahead that I delayed my last kill so you could get top 4. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
That's what friends do, friends.
That's teamwork right there, man. In game, out game, it's all good. I count on you.
Now they go for the boop right there. Harry's going over the edge, trying to knock them all off. This is an interesting place for a first battle. You don't often see. We don't often get a lot of Lucio POV either, but this is a great point for it. So many angles for Harry to try to get these concussions off the edge, knock them into the abyss. Still though, Linkser's able to check effect. Clockwork checks AKM. The DPS have won their duels.
Yeah, and well, this is going to be the Houston Outlaws setting themselves up nicely here to start making some progress on the point. Now it's going to be about them locking it down as Linkser and Boink find 2 kills of their own. Further staggering things here for Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel need to keep it together here, keep focused.
Yeah, this
run it back.
It's just individual DPS play there because they both took out their opposing numbers. So you win the Tracer duel, you win the Pharah duel, and there's not a whole lot you can do. Even a Resurrection puts you in a bad spot in that situation. So Houston takes control of the point here on the Murder Chasm. Let's see how they want to approach getting back in here. Oddly, there's been no switches from either side going on. Oftentimes you'll switch off the Pharah when you lose control, but I think both of these teams have confidence in their Pharah player.
Great body blocking there from Coleman, not allowing OG to get out. There's a big opening now for Houston Outlaws to just close this out as Harry Hook is going to find out how deep that hole goes.
He was trying to escape, and sometimes you can skate on the inner ring of that hole and stay alive for a while, but Matt was there to just put him down there. They're going to have a stagger onto Mickey as well. Be about 55 to 60% the next time these teams will battle it out. And now ultimate phase of the game coming online. Affected switch to something, and now he's back to Tracer. I wonder if that was a McCree just to try to give them some pressure onto Clockwork early on. But you know, without Zenyatta, even running a McCree here I think is a mistake, because you just need that extra damage when you're running a pharmacy.
You need the Discord orb. You gotta be able to get that pick on the Mercy quick. Or on the Pharah, and there's the snag. Perfectly done. Patience. He's rewarded for it. Linkser and AKM dangerously low as well. Somehow, we are able to get the res on from Chip Saiyan, but he's not able to make it up in time to keep AKM alive.
Yeah, it's just not going to be enough. They had already lost Effect as well, so it's a Sophie's choice. Which one do you bring back to life? He's going to opt for his support partner. A nice barrage there cleans it up. A nice concussion there. And Clockwork, who was going to be the Tracer main, because he was the best player in Team Fortress 2, the best scout player ever in Team Fortress 2, supposed to translate to Tracer, played a little bit of Soldier, maybe that's where he gets all his Pharah skills, but he's played very well on this hero.
He's definitely looking like he can go toe-to-toe with AKM, who is no slouch at Pharah either. Rockets raining in, Harry Hook already feeling the heat. AKM with the high ground though, connects one, looking for the follow-up, you gotta go for the reload. Clockwork even trying to get in on it, or Cool Matt rather.
Yeah, you gotta hit 2 in a row though when you got the pocket, and there it is, there's a finish on AKM, Clockwork. Whew.
So sick. Finds Chips. Effect is alive. Effect could try and tap the point, but no, he's denied by Linkser. And OG can't make it back in time. Tied up 1-1. This is match point now.
Doubled AKM's eliminations. Raucus also had himself a good game as well. Let's take a look at Raucus.
Yeah, I believe this was what we saw from Chips earlier. Raucus got to give him a taste of their own medicine. Tops up Clockwork, takes down AKM, follows it up with a kill on Chips. Battle Mercy for days.
It's so good in Valkyrie mode though too, because you have all the mobility in the world. You can pick whatever angle you want. You can literally fly. It's like a map hacks, you know, it's like where you're just running the observer camera, but you happen to have a blaster in hand as well.
Straight no clipping everywhere. There we go.
Someone got on the console and no clipped.
Then you remember to get the rules back. Okay, well, let's see how things are going to develop now, because this is going to be the Widow territory.
Yeah.
Well, AKM's got his work cut out for him. He's going toe-to-toe with Linkser now.
Linkser has not been as dominant of a force lately on the Widow, but can still bring the heat. The reverse caster curse as AKM goes down.
Oh, buddy. Back to back. There we go. Linkser, that's the strong start. That'll really make things happen here for your team. Bubble will maybe keep the Winston alive. He misses the body shot.
I think he was going for the Widow there. I thought I saw a little bit of a French silhouette there in the corner, but first control does go over to Houston. Clockwork cleans up Mickey. And this is going to be really interesting how this battle goes. AKM versus Linkser, but also Clockwork on the ground. I said it earlier when we saw Jake playing Tracer. I think all the Tracers on the Houston team have gotten a little bit better. Clockwork seeing increased playing time, maybe a different kind of style playing with as well. I expected great things out of Clockwork. He's trying to step up to the plate here, but even Jake has played well. The Tracer issue, maybe not as big of an issue for Houston as we once thought.
More time to get that experience up against world-class Tracers. We have plenty of them here in Overwatch League. So it is going to be Clockwork. Oh, that's a big spot on Effect, forces the recall. There's the pulse, not going to connect. Chip Saiyan finds Cool Matt though, and OG hanging on by a thread. Certainly not going to be for long. Clockwork finds him.
Yeah, but the rest of the kills are going Dallas's way right now. Linkser also takes a shot. Clockwork trying to bring this back on his own. Clockwork just knocked down 3. Clockwork, a one-man wrecking crew, is going to stay alive as well. And at very least, he's going to be alive on the point. A cleanup there from Raucus, and they're unable to pull this back.
They continue going. They could even try and get in here. Cool Matt, is he going to make it in time? Cool Matt, he's going to be able to just contest it. Sliver left here, and he's getting pocketed by both healers as well. They're just going to throw the trance in here. Raucus deciding it's all or nothing now. We will not let Dallas take control of this point. We will, well, I mean, take over. Look at this. They're getting forced back. Dallas, it looked like they had everything in hand.
A hero play from Clockwork, though, to take down 3 and then stay alive and pressure the point. Buys time for his tanks to get back, and then AKM somehow still alive, even though Muma is very angry. You won't want to see Muma angry. That's not true. I'm sure the player himself is lovely.
You won't like him when he's angry. Yeah. Oh, there we go.
All right, Dallas, this is it. Back against the wall. They have to win this stage to extend the series. Otherwise, it's over, and Houston will take the battle for the Lone Star State yet again. They've got both support ultimates. They can fight on the point. They can Valkyrie later as well.
Body shot onto Effect. Effect having to use the recall to stay alive. Now Chips is gonna, or no, Harry Hook rather, is gonna get the wings out. Chips Saiyan killed before he can get Trance into play. That is gonna be the res coming in from Harry Hook. Linkser is gone, OG is there, but Clockwork right now is on a tear. The pulse bomb is in, but it misses the target. And now he just needs to stay alive. He's dropped low.
That pulse bomb is meant to kill Baby Diva at the moment she's ejecting, but the timing was just a little bit off. Transcendence on point to try to keep Dallas into this. Cool Matt is going to take down his counterpart. They don't really have the numbers. It is a 4v3 scrap. Chips comes alive though.
Yeah, and the Raucus Trance is into it now as well, and so they are not going to die anytime soon here, Houston. Cool Matt even taking the fight straight to AKM. This time AKM will not survive. And it's overtime now. Nobody there to touch the point for Dallas, and the Houston Outlaws will win this series 2-0 before going into the last map.
Six Flags once flew over Texas, but today it is only the Outlaws banner that matters. They will raise the flag yet again and beat their in-state rival in the Dallas Fuel. It was one heck of a series. Clockwork came to life. It was able to battle Effect, was able to battle AKM. Really a standout game for him. We're gonna play map 4 right after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
So I talked to the Houston Outlaws GM Flame, and I inquired if they felt like they need to change their game plan up a little bit after the Dallas Fuel dropped those last minute lineup changes. And he actually told me with a lot of confidence, nope, not really. Based on what players the Dallas Fuel are actually fielding, he feels like they have a pretty good read on what to expect from them. And honestly, so far, it's been working out just fine. Let's see if they can close out the series and win the last map. And for that and all the action, we're heading over to Semler and Hex.
Thank you, Zoe. And yes, it is going to be the question of whether or not, well, I mean, it has worked. Flame, you know, it's good. I like that. That was a bit more direct. It's like, nah, we don't really need to change anything. We're confident. We know the read. That is kind of how it played out. It is a 2-0 win now.
Leave the knee-jerk reactions to the internet. That's what they excel at. You know, you have to have patience. It's a long Overwatch League season, so it's important. We do have some substitutions here. Of course, Houston has already won the series because of that draw, so they are winning the match at least 2-0. Going to try to go 3-0 because they would love to exercise some demons here on Route 66. See Bonnie coming in for Boink. Jake will come back in for Clockwork. Clockwork is just their control specialist. Ooh, what a set for him, though. I mean, like, it's just the fact that he's able to battle AKM on Far, and then he's like, oh, that's fine, I'll battle Effect on the ground as well, and they did a really good job of it. Route 66 has been, you know, appropriately enough, the color of the Houston Outlaws kryptonite, because they just cannot buy a win on this map. I don't think it's legal. I don't think they've even tried, but the problem is on their defense, they can't seem to protect the backline properly. They're waiting for Linkser to do stuff, and then they have indecisive dives where one of the tanks will go in, but then the backline is even more exposed, and there's been some trouble. On offense, one of the last times I checked through the replays, they had Linkser playing Hanzo, not just to check like the train or to check the corners. He played it for a little bit and was trying to get something done. He was actually battling a Widow on that Hanzo. So we'll see if they have interesting new strategies here, because this is a perfect time to try new stuff. It's in-game action, and Route 66 has just been the bane of their existence.
Can we just get Moma to stay on Sim? Like, attack Sim, attack Torb, just make that the ultimate pirate ship, get a Bastion in there as well. All the cannons on the payload.
Yeah, well, I did ask if a robot could dance like a human earlier today in our first set, and I think I just got my answer.
There you go, Diva.
But that's more of a cyborg, isn't it? Right? Does that
It's
really
not exactly
count?
a robot in the same way, right? You know, she is controlling it with those. I mean,
it's hard to program, you know, funky rhythm into a robot. I've tried.
Yeah, I was going to say. Like,
good God, I've tried.
Google, get on it.
All right, defensively, AKM is going to be on a Sombra, so no Widow actually on the defensive side here. They're running a Sombra Tracer. AKM probably trying to up his Sombra game, but I thought he actually had a pretty decent one on Blizzard World as well. I thought his Sombra was much improved in that situation. So we'll see. Both teams trying things out. No Hanzo, unfortunately. Maybe when the patch comes through. But right now, Linkser just looking for picks here, trying to get a little bit of damage done, trying to get as much going as possible. Just bust out the SMG mode here. All you want to do is get as much progress as possible until the defense starts pushing back at you. He just snips out Effect in the backline.
He's on him. Jake, in the meantime, is on the backline for Dallas Fuel, whereas there's going to be a bit of a push onto the DPS. Effect is still just hanging around here. AKM and OG working together as a duo, but in the meantime, Jake, he has found his targets, and there's Linker lighting it up. AKM is gone, no longer a threat. Chip saying overwhelmed, sold for spare parts, or used to fix that payload if necessary.
Sorry guys, the payload is broken. It's like when you break a wagon wheel in Oregon Trail. You're like, I guess I have to fix it. That's why you always be a carpenter in Oregon Trail. Pro tip.
Pro tip.
You can fix your own wagon wheels.
I mean, that has got to be a bit awkward if you're an Omnic, right? You know, something breaks down, it's like, I'm gonna go take a walk, guys, you know, you get on it.
Linkser continues to dominate. AKM goes down. Harry Hook will bring him back to life. Jake's able to take down Effect. The DPS for Houston Outlaws outperforming their counterparts on the other side. This is where Dallas has to dig deep and just find something to play for. Of course, the series is over, the set is over, but you gotta have to play for pride at some point, and they were getting absolutely obliterated 10-1 here on Route 66 as far as kills go.
Yeah, they're just not finding any kills. Rez in your face. Raucus brought back from a shallow grave, and it will be progress made now here for Houston Outlaws as they pick up the first point and they continue to rack up ults. They're going to be a tough nut to crack. They're going to have both support ults online, the deeps as well from Jake.
I mean, the AKM Sombra not necessarily working out for them. You don't really want to run it on second anyway, so they're going to switch off here. AKM back to the Widow. Get some good practice here against Linkser. Get the duel going. I mean, you have to run Widow Tracer on a lot of maps in Overwatch right now, a lot of sections of maps at the very least, this being one of the most important ones. That this entire stage 2 is a sightline.
Yeah, it's all duels. AKM not going to be able to get that pick, though. Raucus will find the headshot on Effect. That's going to be a good volley to kick things off here for Houston Outlaws. And, you know, Dallas Fuel, right now, they could also be talking about maybe buying a kill to start. Let's not even get into a win yet.
Mickey all alone gets in too deep, ends up in a 1v6 situation. I don't care who you are, you're not going to win that one.
This is 16-1 right now in terms of kills.
It is.
Outlaws are just dominating.
Yeah, get it together, Raucus. He's the only death on the side of the Houston Outlaws.
Sloppy
play. It's lazy stuff, Raucus.
Shame.
All right, so we're trying to get in here right now. Okay, so Dallas is going to switch to the Reaper here, and this is something that Soon does as well. Soon and AKM, of course, share a common gaming history, perhaps some strategies and the reasoning behind it, but it's only when it gets to this point around the bends where you don't really have to deal with the sightlines as much, or you're not going to duel there. See if AKM can start chunking through these big targets. They're popping ultimates as Dallas.
I like it. Good pack control there from Effect. Might have to get used on the recall, though. Yep, sure enough. Recall is out, and there it is. Jake is there to pounce. Pack might be coming off a cooldown here as this fight continues. Effect waiting for it, desperate, just trying to hang in there, but they continue to struggle. They cannot win duels right now.
Oh, getting absolutely crushed again.
22 kills for Houston Outlaws, 1 kill for Dallas.
And it's hard to read the minds of pro players, but you have to imagine it's difficult to really get up for this now after you probably should have won Blizzard World. That Ilios was a little bit closer, but not quite the same. And now AKM will finally take down Linkser. That's 2 to the 22 of Houston. It has been very one-sided. Dallas has to find something to play for right now. They've got some ultimates to work with. You just want to beat your in-state rival. Give your fans something to root for.
All right, here we go. Now we got a kill on Namuma. That's getting fun. AKM finds Cool Matt, and they're starting to wake up. 3 quick kills coming through here for Dallas Fuel. And finally, that payload will come to a halt.
Finally stabilized. They will kill Linkser there too. I wonder if Linkser was just waiting to get killed. He might be switching to a McCree here. It's something that they've done in the past. McCree on last point for the offense is something that you see a lot of teams run. Nice little flick there from AKM. Oof.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice play there. Linkser is going to stay on the Widow duel. I mean, look, this is a map that you can run Tracer, Widow from beginning to end on offense and on defense, not really forcing any changes. And sometimes you have to. If the other team's going to run a Widow and you're not running a Genji, then you have to have an answer for it. Otherwise, your tanks both have to abandon the back line. That's not a great situation.
Well, they are catching up here. Dallas Fuel, the self-destruct out in the open, unfortunately finds nobody. And there it is, AKM up in those hallways. Effect AKM getting work done.
There we go. Dallas has found something here, and they finally start evening up this kill feed a little bit. They will be able to push back the remainder of the Houston Outlaws here. Still 3 minutes to go because they were not stopped from first all the way to the point that they are at right now. Bonnie's going to resurrect a couple here. They want to get right back into the mix. Jake, the only one dead. AKM's being pushed back a little bit because both of those tanks are hunting for him. It seemed like it might be time where they both might die. We'll pop the infrasight here. Now, generally, as the observers, we can always see through walls, but when those bodies are filled in, it means that his team can see through walls as well, and AKM is actually having a very good game on Widow now.
Yeah, he's starting to wake up, it looks like, with these long sight lines. Plenty of angles for him to hide behind and get those mind games going with as well. So Effect's currently trying to farm up that next pulse. He is going to go, yeah, exactly. He's just like, where did Muma go? Where is my ult battery? And there we go, fully charged.
Gonna get it. Widow duel will commence right now. We'll see where it's at. AKM's gonna aim for the tank instead.
AKM always takes that bait though. That is not the first time we've seen Winston and then Linkser peeking out behind the Winston. AKM takes that shot at the Winston, and there's an opportunity for Linkser to kill him.
Yeah, it's a good catch. You're right. They've done that several times to AKM, and that opens it up for the headshot onto AKM. Effect very low, but has a pulse bomb. Will get healed up.
Whoa, there we go. Jake couldn't have asked for better there. Double kill for him. Both the supports dead for Dallas Fuel.
That's a pulse bomb that dreams are made of. He's also going to add on and get another kill on OGE. Now they've got some progress on the cart. AKM, a one-man wrecking crew, though, takes down 2, trying to equalize this fight, give his team a fighting chance.
And Raucus nearly finding the kill on Effect there with that volley. Cutting it pretty close. Raucus also with the trance. So we will eventually have the volley. No kill that time. Trance here to try and keep him up. And Cool Matt held on by a thread there. That was so close.
Yeah, they had to know that was coming in, though. They were almost baiting them into that room for whatever reason. That once you notice that everyone's in there, you want to send the cavalry to go clean it up. But a nice Transcendence going to keep people alive. Wings are popped here for Harry Hook, who uses Valkyrie. AKM is actually having himself one heck of a game now since we've hit stage 3.
Yeah, he's starting to wake up quite a bit. 50 seconds left on the clock, and it's looking like they're going to go for the reset here. Trance was used, no support ults ready to go here for Houston Outlaws, whereas over on the other side, Chip saying he's got Trance on Zen.
Okay, Linkser switches over to the Genji here to try to deal with AKM. That is a duel that he has lost so many times. AKM takes down Jake almost immediately to begin this fight. And look at this kind of angle that Dallas is taking here. They snip out where the Houston Outlaws want to come from, and it just cut him off to the front.
I mean, basically, there was nothing for AKM, and then there was stage 3, and he's got 12 final blows.
Yeah,
So he is definitely woken up.
Yeah, he definitely likes this part of the map better than the other 2 parts so far. Still looking for it, though. Now we only have 10 seconds left. Houston has to get on the card if they want to try to finish out Route 66.
Raucus dying isn't going to help things, though. Will Bonnie be able to get the res off? No, and Bonnie dies with the Valk as well. That pretty much stuffs it here for the Houston Outlaws as the overtime wick is burning. Linkser just deciding, hey, I'm going to make this personal. I'm going to take the fight straight to you, AKM. AKM with the parting shot. However, he gets the last word. That's always a feel-good moment. Well, it is going to be just Cool Matt. Everybody staggering it out here for Houston Outlaws as Benny is going to pop Wings just to fly back. Tough target to kill. Are they fine? They don't even manage to get the last kill on AKM.
Yeah.
That would have been at least some sucker for the wounds?
So at a certain point, it was 22-2. It is now 30-32. Dallas has brought it back, and we're going to check out an AKM replay who had himself a great map once we got 2.3.
I had 13 final blows there at the end.
Yeah, it was just
very cold start. That's solid work.
The first two stages were entirely different than the second two stages, largely because AKM went unchecked. So much so that Linkser had to switch off right there, gets him on the fadeaway that might have been his last life on Widow. That's the final straw when you're just walking away and you take one into the temple.
What is he thinking right now?
Clicking heads.
He is not pleased.
Clicking heads.
He is really unhappy. Some might say angry. Him and Effect, I mean, I'm pretty sure that Effect is responsible for a couple of the holes in the drywall back there in the dugout, but AKM, man, he's not happy right now with how things have gone in this match.
Yeah, I just feel that Dallas might be one of those teams. When things are going bad, they obviously react to that. But can you imagine if things just start going good, if they could feed off that? Because they're an emotional team, seem like a swing team that way. They had a chance in this set, which is why it's so heartbreaking for them. All right, so you see the Houston Outlaws stat down there.
That's
a new
pretty
team best. It was
brutal
the
one.
first time Houston captured the second point on Route 66 this season. Like I said, this map has been terrible for them. Absolutely terrible. It's never really been close. They've gotten locked out at first a couple times. They just can't seem to figure it out. Did a little bit better there, but you have to wonder how much of that was Dallas kind of giving up, and then starting to play a little bit halfway through, playing a little bit for pride, personal performance on the line. You never want to put down bad game tape. And you saw OGE have himself a good game. AKM show that he is still a very, very good and capable hit scan player. Dallas has just had a hard time overall this season putting all the pieces in the right spots.
Let's see if they can figure it out now as they switch sides. Dallas Fuel will be the ones aggressing. OGE with the arrow out. OGE.
Just stay.
OGE. He hung around for a bit, but he will obviously change over to the Winston.
Maybe next patch.
Ah, man, yeah, right. Waiting to see that. Body shot on Araucus, just, letting him know. AKM is still here. He's still warmed up. Harry Hook going to start getting that damage boost going into him for a little bit, it looks like. And Jake has been spotted, but AKM, he's after a different target. He wants to find Linkser and win that duel.
Yeah, with Mickey out of it, there goes Effect as well. You don't want to really fight into a 4v6 at this point in time. Mickey's also just got the blaster out right now. They're going to damage boost him and try to get him a new mech. Opting not to go off the edge.
Yeah, that does take a little bit more time, but hey, there we go.
Gets a new mech. It's got a really fast passive charge too, but hitting shots, of course, will just accelerate that. On the other side of things, Matt's also one of the best divas at doing that too. He's almost more dangerous with the blaster than he is in the mech.
Yeah, everybody always brings it up, and then you're like, oh yeah, he got 3 kills again. Here we go. Linkser with the headshot on AKM. The duel, they finally meet. Linkser emerges victorious. He's going to get topped up again here by his healer, by Bonnie.
Yeah, Bonnie also used Valkyrie during this fight as well. Maybe just wanted to get another Valkyrie as soon as possible. Effect will go down. 2 minutes and 45 seconds as Dallas regroups on the offense here. AKM nearing Infrasight as well. That duel will continue between him and Linkser. Dallas can definitely push this. They have both support ultimates available. Like I said, Bonnie just ended up mashing Q for whatever reason. Wasn't really under pressure, but wanted to use it anyway. And they continue to go after this duel. Winston's in.
Winston is in, launching himself in. OGE is really, he's so very low. Mickey as well, both of these tanks, they need some heals. It's looking like it will come through, however, as Effect finds 2 kills on Linkser and Bonnie both. And there's the follow-up on Cool Matt as well. So finally, Dallas Fuel, with 2 minutes on the clock, will crack through this defense.
Yeah, nice play. And then you res up chips too, just in case there's any designs on coming back in. Then you're going to have Transcendence. And there are designs on coming back in. They are going to try to fight this point again. Jake is the first one through, but it buys time for his tanks, and Jake just recalls out. Effect just barely misses that. He had the Widow in his sights.
Oh, that was so close. Jake kills himself as well. That's not going to help things here for the Houston Outlaws.
You think?
Yeah, usually 9 times out of 10, death isn't real. It doesn't really help. All right, Linkser, let's go. Effect will manage to pick up 1. Cool Matt will get his remake going, however, and they are forced to give ground. This is a successful fight for Houston Outlaws. They bided their time, they were patient, and well, they're going to just send Dallas Fuel back to the starting point.
Yeah, after Jake blew himself up with a pulse bomb, it really seemed like the team rallied around that tragedy. And they all came together and were able to hold on a defense. Jake, still working out the kinks in his game. Who out there who plays Tracer has not blown themselves with a pulse bomb? Yeah. He, without pulse bomb self-destructions, cast the first stone.
Cast the first pulse bomb.
Linkser gets 2. That's not going to be res because he gets Harry Hook, who would maybe going to try to resurrect AKM. And now less than 60 seconds. Dallas, we'll see if they can dig deep into the tank here, find something to play for. Or it's just going to be, you know, the end of the series unceremoniously.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a brutal beatdown.
Banny still got his Valkyrie as well. It might be a Valkyrie where you just stay behind the sign, because there's no reason to go out in the sky with a Valkyrie when you've got two very capable Widowmaker players.
Effect is dead. Once again, trying to be the hero out here. Gets overwhelmed, runs right into the pack of Houston Outlaws players. Gets gored. Well, Linkster now changing up with Infrasight. He's going to find AKM. Easiest shot of his life. That sets it up nicely here, as Effect is only just now going to be able to get back into this fight. He's running back in. Harry Hook has got the wings out, but Chip Sayin dies regardless.
False Bomb went in there, put Chips into a bad situation, and then they were able to clean him up. Transcend comes out from Rockas, perhaps lighting that victory candle of a Transcendence. Looking for a little bit more. OG is going to jump in, wants to go after the Widow, and realizes he's got to touch the card.
I mean, you got Bonnie just healing right now, but yeah, now that you have Cool Matt back, it is going to be a quick death there for OGE. All the chain heals going through. Cool Matt even going for the self-destruct over. And a hard defeat here for the Dallas Fuel. Houston Outlaws, they reign supreme in Texas.
Truly the coup de grace from Houston there, the mercy kill at the end, as Dallas didn't seem to have their whole heart into Route 66. A 3-0 is your final score as the Houston Outlaws defeat the in-state rival Dallas Fuel. Dallas looked like they had a chance the first couple of maps. A draw, probably should have taken Blizzard World. Ilios was closer than it looked. And then when it all didn't matter, well, it didn't really matter. Still some good respect between these two. A lot of respect throughout the league for Effect. That man works harder than anybody else just to get his aim. He grinds it out. But still no results for the Dallas Fuel. Houston still riding high. Let's hear what the desk has to say.
Thank you so much, fellas. And with that, the Houston Outlaws will take it. So congratulations to them. Dallas Fuel obviously still continuing to look to put the pieces together, but there were some highlight moments, though, in that game where there was AKM getting some great shots on the snipe, Chips playing very well on the Zen. Lots of things to talk about here. So let's take a look at the highlights as we start with Ilios and Route 66. And I guess,
It began with this boop from Boink that basically won them the first fight. And then Harry Hook manages to get himself back on, but the Houston Outlaws held on for 97%, and then Dallas took it over and just win the first round.
Yeah, and we talked about the Pharah battles going into it. I didn't expect AKM to see him on the Pharah, of course, but then we saw Clockwork here on well, and that's where he pretty much shut down the game, because he took over in the Pharah duel, and then we headed into Ruins, of course, where Linkster was just running dominant on the Widowmaker. So I think this really set the stage, but of course, as you said, Golden Boy, we saw a lot of great things from the Dallas Fuel, and I was a bit surprised to see AKM at least challenging the Houston Outlaws with his great Pharah. And it could have gone either way, to be honest.
My problem is that the Dallas Fuel have the individual components. We've always known this. They've always had those pieces, and they showed signs of greatness every now and then. But the overall teamwork and the synergy and the plans that they have for every game, they don't seem to be there. And yeah, they're gonna get there eventually, perhaps, but it's gonna take them so long. They're kind of starting back at stage one. They need to find themselves. They need to find these individual bits of synergy effect syncing up with the rest of his team rather than trying to play this carry style.
Yeah, but Anko was supposed to play today. Anko couldn't make it because he was feeling ill. Seagull was supposed to play. He was in the starting roster, but then he was forced to sub out for Mickey, of course, because he was feeling ill last minute. So I don't really think you can blame the Dallas Fuel about this. They had 2 last-minute changes because players weren't feeling well. And of course, you have to be prepared for every case scenario, right? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. Well, there was an off time, you know, because...
But the other thing, too,
it's not an excuse.
Bear in mind was that on Ruins, a lot of that victory came off of the back of Clockwork, by the way, because he had that huge hero play that kept him going in the point. And that could have been a cap, that could have been a snowball. And then at that point, who knows? We could have seen Route 66 potentially be that
because historically, right? Historically, right, Route 66 isn't a good map for the Houston Outlaws. That was the first time they capped point C.
That's the first time they've ever won it as well.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's really not a good map for them.
So if Dallas took Ilios, you know, your upwards momentum, of course, so maybe they could have done it if they just got off to a better start on Ilios. But Clockwork shut it down, and that's why you need the versatility in your roster. And Houston Outlaws, they're looking good.
Yeah, he shut it down. He did the job, but he wasn't our player of the match. Sponsored by Omen, by HP. It's going to be Linkster, and for due reason. I mean, the Widowmaker battle was just Linkster all day.
Yeah, pretty much on both maps here. We saw him on Blizzard World and on Volskaya. He just wreaked havoc. And then, of course, we saw some Tracer play coming in when the Clockwork was on the Pharah. So I think overall, Linkser was just the man of the match. We can talk about many different players turning up for the Houston Outlaws. But in the end, we've crowned Raucus for a player of the match in the past. But this time, you kind of have to give it to Linkser, despite everyone on Houston Outlaws playing well.
I do agree there. Yeah, Jake had his moments, but it was Linkser throughout that set them up for the draw on Volskaya, even though that was, you know, perhaps they would have wanted to win that one. But then the roll on Blizzard World. I think overall, AKM did well at kind of keeping pace with Linkser in a lot of these maps.
He would have been our player of the match if Dallas Fuel won.
Very possibly, yeah. So I think that Linkser, although he had the best performance out of the players on his team, perhaps, it wasn't so much an outclassing in individual levels. It was that Houston Outlaws have a better understanding of how the teamwork should fit together and what each individual player should do within that system.
Well, Linkser is your player of the match, and a reminder for our Twitch All Access Pass holders that they're actually going to have an AMA with Linkser after the broadcast. So you get to talk to our player of the match, sponsored by Owned by HP, with the Twitch All Access Pass. It's win-win.
Pretty good.
Win-win, right? But you know what? We want to continue to give the viewers a win because we've had an incredible week here. We had an incredible week here at the Overwatch League. We had some amazing games. And guys, I mean, what are the VODs? What VODs should the fans look out for if they want to recap this week of OWL? What games do they got to see?
I'm actually going with the London Spitfire versus... No, I forgot about it. I had it ready. London Spitfire versus Boston Uprising. Yes, of course. I think that was a great matchup, and I'm not going to call how it went because that would spoil it, of course. We can't talk about the details.
Yeah, we definitely didn't.
But it was a great
earlier
matchup
in the day. Yeah, I think that was the best game of the week. I think the game that came straight after that one, though, which was Philadelphia against NYXL, was again a phenomenal game, just packed full of storylines as well, and brooms all over the place and sweeping. So there you go. It was a phenomenal couple of games that we had that day.
Okay.
We've been treated this week.
We have. So just to recap, it is Boston Uprising versus the London Spitfire, and then the Philadelphia Fusion versus the NYXL. Those are the VODs that you guys are going to want to check out for week 3 of stage 3 of the Overwatch League. And that's actually going to do it for us here. But before we go, let's actually take a look at our top plays of the week, and we should just jump right into it because first you have Fraggy from the Philadelphia Fusion.
Oh, I know what this is.
And he decided to put Baby in a corner right there. Nice stuff. And then it goes over to Hagepun from the London Spitfire. You know, Zenyatta transcends, but Hago, he ascended because he ends up picking up a nasty 4K. Just brilliant work there from him.
That wordplay was just a highlight in itself.
T1, but check this out. You get the bomb. They built the wall, but guess what? Nevix made them pay for it. Nice stuff from that one. And then we go over to Big Boss Pine, who will not be outdone as he gets a nasty 3K with authority. Don't forget to sanitize there, folks. But then finally, you have mistakes, and there is no mistake here. Just happy little clutch plays that happen to win the game for his team.
We don't want to spoil the result of Boston.
Yeah, we don't want to...
Sorry, it's a different segment.
We didn't show the ending. That was the most important part.
It's a different segment altogether. Anyway.
Great highlights, though.
Yes.
Phenomenal games, phenomenal individual play this week. It's been a treat to watch, and I love that we've got so much parity at the top of the league. It seems, it really, honestly seems like anyone can win it at the moment.
That's right, and it should be even better next week. Let's take a look at some of the key matches for the week because we have the Los Angeles Valiant going up against the Houston Outlaws, and then the Los Angeles Gladiators will go up against the London Spitfire. And then finally a matchup that I know a bunch of people are going to be pumped for, the Seoul Dynasty against the New York XL.
Wow.
Some great games tomorrow, guys. I'm jealous.
Yeah, that Thursday-Saturday matchup going to be phenomenal. You know, I'm going to try and book it in my schedule. Like, please, can you put me on Thursday, Saturday? Those games are going to be fantastic. The Seoul Dynasty XL, great way to end the week.
Yeah, I'm looking out for more reverse sweeps, potentially. See if Josh can call it this time and humble brag more on Twitter.
Humble brags.
You know, Bren's got the Oracle. Crumbs has got the Prophet. I don't know what I am. The god of reverse sweeps, perhaps? Can I call myself the god?
Oh dear. Okay.
no. Oh,
let's just bring that ego down, buddy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
To inflate.
All right,
down to earth.
Yes, that's right. Down to earth we go. But unfortunately for me, that is actually going to do it for myself for the Overwatch League this week. Puckets are going to be back next week. You'll see me later. It's been a blast, Blizzard Arena. Thank you so much. I love all of you. You've been amazing, and I'll see you next time. But for now, though, let's just go home and play more Overwatch, people. What in tarnation? Bang, bang. I want to be in the montage next time, and no one reacted.
If you're in the Los Angeles area, come experience Overwatch League live at Blizzard Arena. For tickets, check out access.com.
Hello guys, it's me, Linkser from Houston Outlaws, and I'll be answering your Twitch Soul Access Pass questions. Let's get started. There we go. Okay, so the first off, Black Lava 17 is asking what is the most rewarding thing about playing in the Overwatch League, and I think I would say the most rewarding thing is like just the whole experience. I know the answer seems kind of dull, but like everything from the fans to the games to like wins or losses and like living with new people, you feel like you kind of fulfilled what you wanted to do in life, and like you took the first step towards that. The next question is from Electrical Skateboard. What are two important things you have to think of while choosing your positioning and positioning as video maker? Okay. It's a bit weird, but I think there's like the first thing you always consider as video is if the enemy team has a video, you want to consider your positioning based on where you think that video maker will go, and the other thing is that where is your Mercy and Zen in case you get jumped on by Tracer, Winston, or Genji. Those two things. Battlegrab is asking what music I listen to while playing and what genre. I listen to K-pop, classical, some rap, and some like anime OSTs. The what is something on your bucket list? I think I started thinking about like not really having a bucket list, but things I would like to do after Overwatch League or even during the longer breaks. And one thing that came to my mind is that I want to travel the world with my girlfriend, Max Scubin. How did your family react to you finding out you play for Overwatch League? I think the initial reactions were like confused, very confused, nervous, and then happy. And now they're like excited about it. Complete Circuit 3. Have any tips for people trying to improve their Widowmaker play? Okay, this is gonna. I have to shout out Sure4 actually, because he made a really good 30-minute long video for to give like Widowmaker tips. And honestly, I watched the whole video and honestly recommend everyone who wants to play Widowmaker or everyone who is even like playing Widowmaker for a longer time, you should watch that. Start small. So what is your all-time favorite candy? That's gonna be a candy from Taffel called chili nuts. It's like tiny peanuts in like a crust of chili. It's so good. Revisals. What do you do to maintain focus on a season that covers as many weeks as Overwatch League does? I think one thing I've tried to do in Overwatch is to play something else or completely take your mind out of the game and try to just focus on yourself and have fun and try to relax. It's really hard to go like back-to-back like games or having 2 games a week if you're just completely immersed in the game itself, because you usually end up like making more mistakes in that way. So I just have to be careful that I don't like burn myself out. Favorite event or holiday? There's not really that many events that I like to go, but my favorite holiday was when I was in school, and it was the summer holidays. That's like 3 months of free time. Project Inabi. Do you like waffles? Yes. Do you like pancakes? Yes. What about French toast? French toast is okay. Genie Jelly Hailing, sir. What is your favorite American snack food other than Doritos? That's smart to add the other than Doritos at the end there. What do I snack on? I don't know. I don't. Even with Doritos, I don't snack that much anymore. I don't eat that many candies anymore, or like snacking. If I snack, it would be like I would snack cereal. I know it sounds weird, but I would have like cereal without milk, and I would just like crunch it in my mouth to like imitate chips. Veski, if you could cosplay any hero from Overwatch, who would it be and what skin it would be? I would cosplay Genji and the Blackwatch Genji, like the cyborg, like the really cyborg one, not like the full robot one, but the cyborg. Karsog 009. We all know Jake's ancestral homeland is Junkertown. Which map would you call home? I was thinking about this question a bit, and either Hollywood or Kings Row. I think Hollywood is one of those maps where I feel like really comfortable as Widow, and Kings Row is one of those maps where I feel like I know how to play all of the points on like any hero, because I played it so much. It's like I was playing off tank on that map, and like all the DPSs on that map, and it just feels like comfortable, you know? It's like Dust 2 of Overwatch. Noel 18, which Widow skin is your favorite? I think Black Lily. I think it's a really cool skin. I used to like Odette a lot, but not that much anymore. The Linvik, hi Linkster, what is your favorite anime? I would say my favorite anime, like what I like watch the most is Gintama. But if I would have to choose the best one, it would be Steins Gate. Dimo Mataliko, what is the practice method you use to warm up? Actually, I still practice mainly in ranked. I don't really see what am I doing. I mainly practice in ranked, because it's the most realistic practice you can get. Sometimes I like warm up my aim through like video headshot only arcades or just like normal FFAs, but like when I practice, you just have a different mindset and you go into ranked and you try to learn a new trick or new skill or like new tech or something like that. Mr. Felipe 11266 is asking how I've been adapting to the new US environment. Has it been easy for you with the help of your teammates? I would say having such amazing teammates and friends here definitely made it easier, but there's so many things that are different from what I used to experience back in Finland, and sometimes I still miss home, and sometimes it feels like something's just off, you know. You can't get something that you used to eat always, or like the weather is really weird. I don't know. I think I'm adapting well, but I think it's a lot longer process than I first thought about it, and that got me off guard a bit. Do I enjoy more Macri duels or video duels, and why? I think I enjoy video duels more. I think Macri duels for some reason tend to be a lot shorter or way longer because of distances, and usually both of them have pockets, and then there's like flashbang, and sometimes you're not even dueling. Sometimes it's weird. There's not as many mind games as video duels, and for some reason to me it seems a bit more energy based than fighting against another video. Oliver Queen 07, do you think Jake talks too much? I think sometimes he goes a bit overboard, but honestly the things he says are usually pretty important to like the team mentality and like overall strategy that I don't mind him talking a lot. I think honestly not just Jake, but a lot of Americans tend to talk a lot. And that's something that I had to adapt in, like here, that I'm usually pretty quiet, but everyone here is like constantly talking, no matter who it is. Geo Bliss, do you like cats? I used to have cats, but I got allergic to them for some reason, and then I didn't have cats anymore, and it made me a bit sad. But then I got a dog, and dogs are nice too. So yes, I like cats, but I like dogs too. Gamer King 195, how was your time in Houston? What was your favorite things besides meeting the fans about the trip? I think just seeing another part of America was like pretty cool to me. Like, it might sound weird, but I like seeing the infrastructure and like how the people are and like what kind of food culture different parts of America has, and just like experiencing Houston as its like own city, and like San Antonio and Austin. I don't know. It made me happy. It was a really nice time, and there was a lot of things that I've like basically never seen before. It was pretty cool. I think the best thing about like Texas was like Buc-ee's. And Aqua Trooper, hey Linkser, do you miss anything about Finland, and what was the biggest change when moving to LA? There's this like frozen pizza that I really enjoyed back in Finland, and I really miss eating it. And what was the biggest? I think the biggest change was weather. I think that's about it. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.